Welcome everybody. My name is Ryan and we are back with more vintage story today. Thank you everybody for joining me. We are in our 1.21 stable world. I'm going to keep it paused here at the very start while we talk to chat, but if you're watching me on YouTube, don't worry. We are going to get back into the 1.22 stuff in the near future. Of course, the new stuff is just very limited at this time. We don't have access to everything, that will be out in the stable, but as we get newer and newer updates, I will definitely do more streams for that. In fact, if something crazy happens and we get like rivers and procedural dungeons all in one update, I might even just do like a bonus stream or change up my schedule. But with that said, of course, my streaming schedule is pinned in the chat, so anybody wants to know what games, what days, and what times, check that out. And of course, I keep that updated every Sunday. But we've got some folks in here, so let's say hello. Hi, Hanny. How's it going, buddy? I really hope you're doing okay. Staying strong after your car accident, my friend. I hope you don't mind me mentioning that in chat. But yeah, buddy, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today. Hopefully, we can keep your mind off of it, keep you entertained and positive. Hello, Matza. It's hanging as good as usual, buddy. Rod Clark's here. Hi, Rod. How's it go? Leave your fishing pole between water wheel and the grinding wheel. It's about to get wild. That's right. Now, we are in our stable branch today, but hello. Hi there, BS Tall. Welcome. You are very early. You got in you were like third chatter. Hello, Kenny's here. What's up? Cutie Bun Bunny, welcome. Hi there. Thanks for joining the stream today over on Twitch. What's up, Koenig? There he is, everybody. So I want to give a big shout out to Koenig Nullvire today. He's on Twitch watching, but that little screen you saw before I went live, let me put that up here real quick, just briefly again. So our new starting soon screen is thanks to my buddy there in chat, Koenig. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate your work. You are very talented as an artist. And so I'm happy to use your stuff as my intro screen. I've also got another one, some fan art that he did for my Inwood series, but that's reserved for the Cataclysm stream. So make sure you check out those live streams too, everybody. But yeah, Vintage Story is the best. What's up, Private Info? How you doing? For a second, I thought your name said Private Idaho, and I was like, oh man, a B-52's reference. I love it. But your private info, that's totally fine with me. I respect your privacy. But what's going on, everybody? Cutie's happy to be here. I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Can't stay for long, Jen or 9, but always time to say hi. Well, I appreciate that, Jen. Your help today will be missed because, of course, we are back in our stable world, and the goal up to now has been to find iron. But, I was doing a lot of thinking between streams. I think a lot about this game. But no, I've realized, I think that I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself with this search for iron. We realized in our last live stream that when we were here in this world that I actually don't have enough copper currently to even replace this prospecting pick. I mean, we've got a tin bronze pickaxe and a few other tools. I got my beautiful falks, but and I also realized I don't have any fire clay. I haven't started roasting flint at all. So we need to kind of do that. I think what we're going to do is take a short break here. Hopefully we'll get back into the iron hunt today, but we are going to spend an hour or two just making charcoal. That's another thing I really need to do. Another couple batches of charcoal. That's going to be obviously essential once we get to the Iron Age anyway. But without copper, too, we can't do much, and I don't even have a bronze anvil poured. I'm out here looking for iron, and I really can't even, once we got some, I wouldn't even be able to work it. So I think you guys understand where I'm going with this, but what is roasted flint good for? No, that's okay. Feel free to ask any questions, Cutie Bun Bunny. So they changed clay a while back, and they made fire clay very difficult to find. And of course, fire clay is the only kind of clay that you can use for bloomeries. The bloomery ovens. Hey, Mike the Mighty, how's it going, buddy? Oh, there's a bear. And the bloomery ovens, of course, essential for processing iron. You can't pour iron like you do bronze or copper. And so without roasted flint, you can't make fire clay. And it's very difficult to find it in the wild now. They changed it. It used to be much easier to find it. I don't have any blocks for towering up right now. So in other words, the first step towards really getting iron going is to start this flint roasting. Hope that makes sense. Also, there's another step too, which I didn't mention, was we need to make a cairn and start getting prepared to crush or grind the roasted flint too, because you've got to grind it into a powder, and then you mix it with a regular type of clay, whether it's blue or red. Where's the scythe? I love my scythe. Alright, so of course in this world it's a wilderness survival map, meaning we don't have a map to actually reference, but you can see I've got a wonderful mod called Immersive Maps now, so this is helping me to navigate. But do we have any food? Where's my bowl? But this is a really fun map, or mod, I guess I could call it. But I don't know, it's still a toss-up between this and craftable cartography, but at the moment we're doing good. I've made this trip now back and forth between the iron mine and our base several times, and it is just a straight shot east essentially, but I'm being ultra careful here, people. I do not want to get lost even with this map. See, that would be doubly foolish and embarrassing too if I got lost while I was like walking around with this map. And listen, let me tell you what, my navigation skills are poor enough that it's possible. It's not a zero chance, I'll tell you that much. I know Baby Tree's an ad during the stream, but have you seen Lay of the Land? Oh, that's okay, private. Sorry, I didn't read your chat right away there. If I miss any chats today too, I apologize. But no, I haven't heard of Lay of the Land. Let me tab out. Here's what I'll do real quick. I'll open a browser window and I'll just type in Lay of the Land, and I'll check that out after the stream. Okay, yeah, I got it pulled up right here. Survival game. Yeah, so thanks for the recommendation, my friend. I don't mind at all. In fact, you know, where I found out about Vintage Story the very first time was from chatters and commenters just like you suggesting it during live streams. So yeah, I'm always open to hear about new games and stuff. But let's see. Yeah, Fireclave was nerfed essentially. That was back in 1.20, I believe, right around the time I very first started playing this game. Okay, so like I said, we're at home. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Let me run outside real quick and let's check our current charcoal status. Okay, it's empty, so we need to chop down some trees. It's almost nighttime though, so we'll do that first thing in the morning. But I think what I might do in anticipation is whip up like 4 or 5 flint axes, because I do want to get like a serious amount of charcoal going. And it's just so much nicer to be able to boom, 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 whip it right out with those axes. But we got to plan things here, so see what our food's looking like. Oh, we got a whole bunch of turnips. Yeah, that's right. We finally started to get some like harvest in from our garden, which has been so great. Let me think here, or let me read. Be sure to like the stream, subscribe, or follow more Vintage Story. That's right, Rod. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Hey, Cook Dynasty. How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Anybody with the word cook in their name is more than welcome here. So what's going on? I'm a big foodie myself. Might keep up, you might be up your alley. Coming out April 18th. Hey, that's just a couple days before my birthday, so that sounds awesome. Perfect. Yeah, new games too are always, I love getting recommendations for older games that have been out for a while, but if it's a new game especially, those are the ones, that can really do well on the channel and stuff. I mean, older games can do well too. Like I was playing Project Zomboid just recently, and that does pretty good. But yeah, appreciate it, my friend. I think lay would work well here, similar enough to its own critter construction. Seems magical, very smooth. Oh, Rod's aware of it. Awesome. How often do you start a new world? Well, this one I've got about 15 hours in this world. Of course, that's split up tree over about 4 or 5 live streams, I think. I'm probably not going to start a new world. Well, that's not true. Actually, with the new 1.22 patches that are coming out, I think I will start a new world once we get the release of rivers and dungeons, which are promised in the 1.22 update. Now, when those two things arrive, I'll be making a special world just to test those out. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, I don't start them too often. What's going on, my friend? Somnipus. I'm probably mispronouncing your name, but what's going on? Welcome, everyone. All right, let's get this inventory sorted so that we can make some progress today. Get to work. It is evening time, and you know what? I think we might actually pan, considering that I am so hard up for various materials, such as copper. Yeah, let's go ahead and do some panning tonight. I'm going to hang up my picks, or let's go outside and place them outside. Yeah, this is to prove to you guys that I'm determined to get prepared for the Iron Age before I waste all my copper just looking for iron, too, you know. And let's see, do I have enough charcoal to actually get the flint started? I think it's over in one of my vessels here, but yeah, I've got 46. Let's wait. We don't need to start roasting up flint right away. I do have a couple stacks of it, though. I've got 64 here. And we'll just take that out. I'll put that into the crucible, or the fire pit. Okay, just trying to think here. Okay, let's drop that. Boom, boom, boom. Should have left those beams back there, but I guess it's not the worst thing in the world to have some beams on us in case we want to do some digging. All right, we'll put that there. Yep, let's put those away. We do need to go out and find some more pigs, too, or don't forget. Actually, let me just keep a stack of 64, just in case we see some pigs out there. We can grab one. Okay, so as promised, let's do a couple things. Let's grab this, put that down. All right, open. Boom. So we'll be ready for that once we get a cairn going. I'm going to have to dig up some rock, but luckily we've got a little quarry going below us down here. Cavids are turned on, Koenig. Yeah, this is a wilderness survival with default settings. Essentially, there was a couple settings I did tweak, like the length of time between temporal storms. I made it 30 days, but most of the settings, such as cave-ins, horizontal instability, or sand, gravel, and dirt instability, that's all turned on. We don't have a map. You know, I've hit the M button, there's no map and stuff. So yeah, total wilderness survival, buddy. Let's see. Yeah, do some panning. Like I said, let me actually knock out some axes first, though. For tomorrow, I'm going to make us several flint axes. Yeah, see, we barely got ourselves out of the Copper Age. I mean, the only reason I'm in the Bronze Age right now is because I got lucky and found some tin ore in one of the cracked vessels inside of a ruined structure. So, I mean, technically, we are kind of still in the Copper Age. Like I said, I don't even have a bronze anvil yet, so let's say that we had gotten lucky in the last stream and found a bunch of iron, like right there at the end. Couldn't do a thing with it, you know. We'd be sitting here right now doing exactly what we're doing, getting prepared. Anyway, all right, so that's 3 axes. It's probably not enough, but let's put these outside too. Hold on, okay, we're calm. I could probably keep this door open if it's like that. Let me see here. Let me get some light out here. All right, you can see we've got an absurd amount of spears. Most of these spears come from our panning efforts. Okay, put all that away. Beautiful. And I could probably make some more tool racks, but I'm saving sticks. Sticks are a rare commodity for us until we actually get some shears going. Yeah, I'm going to be very careful with my sticks because we're trying to make as many ladders as we can. Once we do go, you know, investigating for more iron, that's going to be crucial. All right, now we can do some actual panning, I think. Yeah. Another thing we're going to do today is go look for some copper, since I'm out pretty much, other than what we find here panning. Yeah, that's going to be pretty critical that we get a copper strike. But I think I know where we can find some. And we don't have to go all the way back to the, what the hell? We don't have to go all the way back to the iron mine that we were just at. It's a little bit closer. Let me put these up there. All right, here we go, people. Let's do it. All right, sorry about that. Let's see. You love sticks, Mr. Roboto? Wait. Are we going to upgrade the Hobbit hut? That's a great question, Hanny. Absolutely, we're going to upgrade this packed dirt structure. I always say that typically I wait until the Iron Age till I'm able to whip out some iron tools, especially an axe and a shovel. Just because I hate trying to build and having to stop like every 5 minutes to like make more tools, whether it's bronze or copper even, or stone. So yeah, I just don't want to devote too much time to that at the moment. But it's one of the reasons I kind of was rushing towards the Iron Age, because I do enjoy building. And I'd like to do some. July 4th without fireworks seems weird. Yep, welcome to the stream, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing some Card Survival Tropical Island live stream. And I will have next week's schedule up by then, too. So, again, check the pinned comment. That's my community page on YouTube, where I keep my streaming schedule updated every week. So, by tomorrow, I'll have next week's out for you guys. Although they are subject to change, especially in the next couple of weeks. As I mentioned just a few moments ago, if we get some big updates for 1.22, I might rearrange some streaming schedule stuff. But also, the top server reset is coming out in a couple of weeks, probably not next week, but a couple weeks from now. Whenever that happens too, I'm going to be devoting more time to vintage stories. So I might, put certain other games on hold just for temporary sake. Hey, what's up, VV? How's it going? Yep, we're panning today. Can't wait till tomorrow, the big card survival stream. Yeah, I know a few people who really, really do love that game. You were not like me crafting 20 stone axes. Well, we made 3, so I have 3.5 total, but yeah, I don't make them too far ahead. And again, really it's because of sticks. At this point, if I had a pair of shears, we'd be out there with those, but maybe I actually might make a few more axes too before we go out. But in the morning, our priority is going to be chopping down some trees and filling up our charcoal pit. And then, after that, I think we'll probably go out and look for that copper. What's going on, Zelfer? How you doing? Welcome. So, yeah, copper is going to be a big priority, more so than iron. We need more copper. And, of course, if we can find some bismuth or borax, that too, but bismuth or tin will be real good. Tree asks, do you think it's good for a new player to just head straight to the south of the world or prepare a little bit before I want to escape the winter? It's so boring. Well, it depends on how new of a player you are. If you're confident in your ability to survive on foot, being able to stop every day and rest or just get the food that you need as you're going. One thing I would recommend you do, you don't have to set up a permanent base for this, but find a spot where you can sleep for a night, whip up a pit kiln, and make yourself a bowl and a cooking pot. If nothing else, because when you're on foot like that, you can get the food you need, but eating raw ingredients is so much less efficient than if you have a cooking pot to just put those same ingredients in. So that would be a big tip. I would say if you're new and you do want to head south, which I encourage because it's so fun going to the south and having like a year-long growing season. There's a lot of benefits to living in the south. But yeah, make a cooking pot before you go. Do a little bit of prep. But other than that, another great recommendation is to collect as much flax as you can see, because making a trip like that, your inventory is going to fill up really quick with various things that you want to collect as you go. So make sure that you're taking all the flax twine and turning that into bags. See how I've got these linen sacks? Start making linen sacks as soon as you can while you're traveling, So I wouldn't stop for most crops, but flax is one I would always stop for and pick up. But like I said, you're going to be juggling a lot of inventory management early on. Look at this. Speaking of inventory, We got 2 new spears, people. That's why I've got dozens of spears outside right there. But yeah, welcome everybody. And if you are new, Tree, and anybody else, feel free to ask questions. I don't have all the answers, but I'll certainly help. Try to help. Rod says, I like to head south but take time finding stuff. Carry a full stack of, stack of dirt's essential. Start walking that way, Kenny says, in my opinion. Yeah. Carry on mod can be a nomad. You know, that's one of the mods I've thought at least a half dozen times about while playing this run. It's like, man, I really need to install carry on. Just for the fact that you can put one of these little baskets on your back and it gives you what, like 8 extra spots? And you can get that like on day 1. You know, yeah, that's a huge benefit. Not to mention the basic functionality of it where you can move like full chests or whatever. Practice with the spear, random stuff. That's a good idea, Rod. Yeah, especially if you're doing like we are and playing with Seraph Leveling, then you'll be able to level up your various traits as you go too. Yeah, so this is a mod that I'm really liking. I don't know though, it's such a toss-up between this one and X skills. It's really too bad that Seraph Leveling came out and has to compete with X skills, because in my mind I love X skills. I don't know how they would function together too. I mean, they might actually work okay together without like true conflict, but I just feel like that would make your character very overpowered. Alright, I should have anticipated hunger here. Let's eat these rotten cranberries. Uh-oh. Come here. What's up, Andy? Zeke Manzak is here. How's it going, buddy? Apologies for being late. Oh, don't worry about it. I was hanging out with Kenny, talking to them about the Meteoric Steel. No worries, buddy. Yes, I saw Kenny in Discord chat. Alright, let's get a little bit of food going. Wait, can I just do one? No, that ain't gonna work. Alright, we'll just cook that up or something before it goes bad. Alright, do we have some peat? Hello, Pete. Come over here. Yeah, I need to dig up like stacks and stacks of peat. I think we might actually have some more outside. It's been, what, a week since I logged into this world and played, so I need to, like, reacquaint myself with everything is. Alright, that's out of there. Let's just throw that in there. Yeah, before this fire pit becomes all flinty. Let's put some meat in there. Oh, wait, I didn't... What the hell am I doing? I know how to play, guys. I'm not completely incapable. I promise. Whoa, why didn't you go in? Oh, don't tell me you're doing that thing now. Alright. It's always a struggle. Mini Mongoose. How's it going? Miniaturized Mongoose is here. And she's got pancakes. Well, I hope you brought enough for the whole class, Mini Mongoose. Because otherwise you're getting spit wads thrown at you. What's going on there? No, I'm just kidding, Minnie. What kind of pancakes are they? Buttermilk, chocolate chip, banana. Sounds delicious. I had some pasta before getting on. Okay, let's see. We're still both playing VS, talking about VS watching you play. Kenny and Zeke. Hi, Andy. So using Seraph Leveling X skills together, while you do get stronger, you wouldn't be unkillable. Totally true. Totally true. I just love the concept of both of them. And honestly, if I was forced to pick one, I would pick X skills. But that's not to diminish Seraph Leveling. I mean, the very fact that it's like a difficult decision based on how much I do love X skills does goes to show just how good, Seraph Leveling is, in my opinion. Because it's awesome. Alright. Let's make that. I gotta go back outside, put these fucking spears away. Oh, we got gold nuggies. Look like a chicken nugget. Not really, but you just have to imagine. Look at that, I got 4 of them. Need to find some silver, people. Alright, we might get back into the panning. I don't know, I just need to eat. Let's see. Put that away. That is just going into my hot bar. Okay, I got extra flint. Oh my god, I feel incapable right now of holding anything. Too much stuff, people. Okay, that's done. Down you go. Let's pick you up. Let's pour you in. Put you back. Give me a bowl. Wait, whoa. Where'd that come from? Oh, that's from, I think, the journey earlier. Alright, we'll eat our stew. So in the morning we're going to be doing some lumberjack stuff, people. Get ready for the excitement. Let's see, Minnie says there's 3 of them. So first come, first serve chocolate chip. Nice. All right, back in we go. We're not done panning, people. We just started panning. All right, where's the man from Saturn? All right, Minnie's having pancakes too. I'm making banana pancakes. I love bananas. One of my favorite fruits. Zelfer. Let's see, maple syrup, of course, of course. You know, I've tried the whole jam. You know, my stepdad used to. My stepdad's British, and he liked basically they're crepes. So he would make really thin, big pancakes, and then sprinkle lemon juice and granulated sugar on them. And that's how he liked his pancakes. I was like, bro, you don't live close enough to Canada. You got to try this stuff we call syrup over here. But peanut butter and maple syrup, that's interesting too. Speaking of my stepdad, he despised peanut butter. He wouldn't even kiss my mom if she had been eating peanut butter like earlier and he could smell it. He wouldn't even kiss her. He hated peanut butter. I'm a big fan of sweet. Me too, Mini Mongoose. With the emphasis on the word big. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. We nearly had a chocolate chip emergency because I ate almost all of them. Yikes. British pancakes are common by me. Sugar and cinnamon is our traditional. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's he had some great food. I've talked about his cooking before. I mean, he introduced me to cottage pie or shepherd's pie, which I absolutely love. He did the way it was just roast beef, but like the way he cooked roast beef was very different from the way my mom cooked it. I just preferred his way of cooking roast beef, which isn't necessarily a traditional English dish, but it was just good. I liked his cooking. He would do things like Yorkshire pudding too, so we would have like traditional British sides as well. That was always fun. Carthage, what's up? My favorite pancake are chocolate chip with some homemade blueberry syrup on them. Homemade blueberry syrup sounds amazing, but I don't know how you would make it. Cottage pie is my favorite dish to make. It's great. I love it. Yeah, I've never tried to make it personally, but I feel like I would, I don't know. I'd be worried about not living up to the way he used to make it. Because he would use this thing called HP sauce, which is like a brown sauce that I think many people in the UK, it's like a standard in the UK. It's not equivalent to ketchup. I think it's more of like an ingredient. Maybe people put it on stuff, but yeah, I don't have HP sauce. We used to grow comically large blueberries, so we'd make blueberry pancakes and have these giant pops of flavor. Blueberry pancake or muffins are my favorite. HP sauce is OP. Rod knows it. There we go. Rod's clued in. Now you can get it. Like there's, I've said I live near St. Louis, and there's a couple what they call world markets over there. Like if I go downtown, I could find a few specialty grocery stores that would carry that kind of stuff for sure. But I ain't doing it. All right, let's put this away. It's time to get to work, people. Got me talking about food, and I just ate, and I'm hungry again. Rod, you're gonna have to make breakfast for everybody. All right, let's see. Something's wrong with me if this is all the storage space I've got. All right, let's do some stuff here. That's staying, that's going. That goes. How much copper do I have now? 21. We're just gonna hold off. I do need a new pro pick, but isn't that work? Oh, is it across the thing? I don't know what I'm doing. Oh no, we need the drop spindle. That's right, duh. Is HP sauce some sort kind of like Tanaxu? So I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is at first. I can't really give you a comparison. Maybe Roderick von Clarkenstein might know. Sir Roderick, excuse me. All right, let's put that away. All right, we're almost ready to break out into the wider world, people. Let's go. Let's do this. Yep, let's go make some dang charcoal. You know what? Actually, let me put this away. Put the map away. We don't need it where we're going. I'm going to navigate via Dead Reckoning. Not that kind of dead. All right, let's go up to our roof. Hello. Look at this. I'm going to start putting spears, like, as actual decorations. See, Handy, this is it. I'm decorating the house right now. This is perfect. All right, what is down here? A beautiful looking garden. 5 of 7 on our carrots. I don't think anything else is close, though. But we've got a whole mess of turnips, so I'm not worried about it. There's more flint out here, too. All right, I do need some peat, but that's not what we're here for, people. We're going for some wood. I'm actually going to grab a couple of copper spears. I really wish that you could, like, chisel these down or something. You know, reclaim the copper, essentially. That would be so nice. All right, let's go. Let's make a couple of axes, actually. 4. Yeah, we'll do that. 1, 2, trace, quadrille, G. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for coming back. We did a 1.22 stream yesterday and played around with the water wheel a whole bunch. It was tons of fun, actually. Learned a lot. I think I'm going to be well prepared to build a water wheel once Stable comes out now. But I put out a video on it too, so check that out. Anybody's curious about the upcoming water wheel. Let's see. You guys are talking about the sauces. I love it. You saw the water wheel video? It's doing pretty good. Pretty good. There's a lot of interested peoples out there. Thanks for watching it, Mini Mongoose. Yeah, the stream yesterday was fun. Oh, by the way, did you get anything interesting at the thrift store, Mini Mongoose, with your dad? Totally can't wait for the water wheel. Yeah, we were having a bit of a discussion today in Discord about the water mechanics, how those are going to work. Because I am... What the heck? Oh, don't tell me it's doing this. What is wrong with this game? All right, we got to save and restart the damn world. It won't let me pick stuff up out of my toolbar again. This happened last time. Yeah. But what was I going to say? It's very helpful. That's good. Totally can't wait. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Got some DVDs, some fabric and thread, and a book. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. That's fun. That's fun. Let's see. Yeah, I miss going to the thrift stores a lot. A mini rice cooker? A mini rice cooker for a miniature mongoose. Isn't that special? Now, rice cookers are super handy. Yeah, I love rice, but I rarely cook it because I just don't want to, like, I don't know, use a whole pan. Maybe I'm a weirdo. But good for you, Minnie. I'm glad you had a nice trip with your dad. Alright, let's move. We're going to the forest. You know what? Actually, before we do that, let me get a little bit of dirt, because I feel naked walking around without the ability to nerd tower. How water wheel make it... Wait. What's the question? I wondered about the new world will be needed to get moving water rapids. You know, it's not necessary to start a new world, but if you load up the stable version of the game, which is what I recommend, wait till you get the stable version, you will have to explore new chunks in that world. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you load 1.22 expecting to see the rapids, you'll only find them in parts of your old world you haven't explored yet. Does that make sense? What's going on, Big Fat Tacos? How you doing, dude? Let's see. Water wheel won't work on the older version. No, that's correct. No, there's a special new type of water block, the rapid water, which is required. But like I was saying, you could get those to spawn in an old world. You just have to go exploring chunks of that world that you've never been to. What's going on, Toad Squish? Still alive, bro. You know it. Although I did die in the last episode, but luckily we've got one more charge on our current. Oh, there's a baby pig near me. Means I'm probably going to get squashed by a boar. But yeah, I've still got one more temple gear plus one more use on our current one. So we are still alive and kicking. Yeah, it means far away from... If you explored a lot of your current world, then it will be tough. But I mean, to be honest, the rapid water sources are not really that rare. So if you can just get to an area of your world you haven't been to, like I said, you'll probably find some pretty quickly. But, you know, it might also be something you consider to start a new world, because it's not just going to be rapids you're looking for. Let me pause it real quick, because I'm not totally certain if the rivers, because they're talking about rivers too, if rivers might be rapid water. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, there might be an ability to put these water wheels on rivers. And if that's the case, it's going to be the same situation where you're not going to find rivers in your old world unless you discover new chunks. So you might just want to start a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? And listen, because there's also other stuff that they're going to be putting in, not just rivers and rapids. They're also supposedly putting in procedural dungeons. And I don't know what that means exactly, where they're going to occur. I don't know how they're going to spawn, but that, again, is probably going to be something that's going to require like a new world, essentially, or new chunks. But what's up, Scarecrow? Thanks for following the channel, buddy. Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see. Make basket trap, catch piglets. That's not a bad idea, Toad. Actually, that's smart. Maybe we will do that. Right now, we're just, we're making some charcoal. I got to stay focused on one task at a time. Fun times with Mr. Camo. What's up, my friend? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Oh, damn, I was just on the game 5 minutes ago. Well, no, better jump back in. What did Hanny Hanny say? I love pastries. Hold on, I missed a comment here. One of my favorite pastries is the Herzoggies, which is traditional bow tart with apricot, jam, and coconut. Now, that's an interesting combo I've never heard of. Coconut and apricot. I do like coconut. I'm a coconut fan. Scarecrow says you'll be lurking. Your voice is a perfect companion while playing VS yourself. Well, thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. No problem. I don't mind a bit if you lurk, my friends. Thank you for saying hello. Appreciate ya. Yeah, we did a live stream on the 1.22 pre-3 patch yesterday and had a lot of fun just discovering new stuff about the water wheel. But today we're back on our stable. This is 1.21. And we're going to be playing here today, but next week we'll probably do some more early access stuff. Just depends on the releases that come out. I know. You know what, LOL? What is it? LOL Highway? Either way, I totally agree with you. I wish there were more bosses, bro. That's why one of the reasons I'm super excited about these procedural dungeons. And there's literally no details in the patch notes about what these are going to be, if they will have bosses or not. But that's one of the things that kind of excites me, is the prospect of like some more tougher battles and stuff in these dungeons. You know, when you say procedural dungeon to me, I think of like, I don't know, running dungeons in World of Warcraft, or even maybe like roguelike dungeons. So yeah, I think that there should definitely have like greater challenges, you know, in them and stuff. Time to 1v1 Dave. Love it. I think Ryan should be a voice actor for an animated entertainment. Thanks, Toad Squish. That's nice. I'm open. My email is public information, so go ahead and hit me up with your offers out there, anime artists. Let's see. A great presenter like Morgan Fairchild, Dave Attenborough. I love David. I love Morgan Freeman too. I almost said Morgan Fairchild. Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Bears and wolves are bosses to me. Private info, get ya. Totally get ya. Yeah, they can be tough. Hey, listen, that's why I'm standing here with 18 rammed earth in my hotbar. If I hear a bear or wolf, we're going straight up. We are towering up like the nerdiest of nerd poles. Alright, but right now we're just collecting a little bit of wood. We need to take these seeds home, but I really don't need that vine hanging out in my inventory. But we're close enough to home that this isn't, we can just go back and forth. Fairchild. That's what I was thinking. I don't know why. Morgan Fairchild. Okay, here we go. What do we end up with? Not quite enough. Let's go put this stuff, let's start our chopping. don't want to go down too fast. Don't forget, we're playing with sideways instability. Turn on, people. I'm going to be all over the place. Actually, I'm kind of surprised that hill hasn't completely just slid down while I was walking on it, but we got lucky. All right, so let's put this away. That. Got a decent collection of sticks going. I'm like a little kid. Did anybody, when you were young, did anybody go into the woods and just go like walking? One of the things I would always do is look for cool sticks, you know, as a kiddo, going through the woods. You find like a really straight stick, or maybe a stick that has like an interesting bend in it. You keep that stick. You collect it. You know, that's what I feel like when I play Vintage Story. I feel like a kid again, collecting sticks and a bunch of other crap. Now, let me in. Let's see. Let me eat. Did you find underground copper or iron where you died? No, Patrick. I decided not to go back down there yet. So I was thinking about it. I kind of went through this at the beginning, but for anybody who missed it, we were looking for iron in the last stream, but I came to the conclusion that I was a little premature in going out looking for iron so early, because I don't even have any calcified flint yet. So I can't make the bloomeries, in other words. So, and as I kind of realized too, this right here is the last of my copper. So I've got a pro pick outside that has like no durability on it. This thing right here, it's got 6 durability. So when that breaks, I pretty much can't even replace it. So I realized I'm getting way too ahead of myself looking for this iron. We decided to come back home, and I'm going to double down on the charcoal. We're going to fill up the charcoal pit, and then we're going to go out and look for some copper. Because I think that's just, it's more sensible. I mean, I don't even have a bronze anvil, you know. So, okay, if I find iron, let's say I get the bloomeries going, then I still can't do anything because I can't work it yet, you know. So I was definitely getting out over my skis there. But I'm not too disappointed myself because we do have a promising iron strike, you know, potentially. So I think we can get out there and find it, but we just need to get better prepared. You know, I'm like a little kid. I see an iron reading, and I'm like, I gotta go for it, Mom. Watch me, Mom. All right, what are we doing? Let's get this filled up. Boom, boom, boom. Is there more? That's all I got? Jesus. Let's put it in the ground. Hold on, let me read what you guys are saying. You removed your shroom landmarks. Shrooms grow back every 8 days. Not sure if you changed the days. Oh, okay. Understood. Oh, you mean the land, like actual landmarks, Toad. Yeah, we'll check that, buddy. I do need to worry about it. I mean, we're finally starting to get in some of our crops and stuff, but you're right. You can't take the mushrooms for granted. All right, real quick. Oh, let's knock out another shovel real fast. Looking for iron when you live in a dirt shack. Yeah, you know, I kind of tend to wait until I get to the Iron Age before I upgrade my house. Because I hate, like, going into a building phase. Like, all right, I'm going to build up a really nice fancy house. And using, like, copper or bronze tools because they're breaking every 15 minutes. So I tend to force myself, you know, to hold off on building until I get to that Iron Age. I'm bringing all these stupid spears with me, and I really don't have much intention on hunting. I was just kind of memeing, so let's put this back. It's just killing my inventory space needlessly. Alright. Oh my god. Bing, bing, bing. Do you have tips for finding resin? Oh boy, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Let me think for a second. I don't have any specific tips for it. Not really. Wow. I broke a lot of axes. It's tough. You know, you can find some areas where there are large swaths of just pine trees growing. So in other words, you can find pine forests. In fact, we're going to head to one of those probably tomorrow or later today. But that's really the best tip I can give, is just to find an area that is dominated by pine trees, you know. And it's not really a great tip, to be honest, because sometimes you just can't pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you've already settled, oh Jesus, maybe you've already settled down your base or something. I don't know why that scared the bejoobas out of me. Alright, that's a boar. You know what? You're getting captured, mister. Okay, well, that's not how you build a fence. Nope. Yeah, this is modern art masterpiece right here, people. So, yeah, we're going to capture this guy, despite the fact I've already got a boar fenced in a little ways down, different spot. But we're going to grab this guy, too, in case we find a mate for him closer. Just be easier. And if I need to at some point, if we get desperate, we can come out of here and just slaughter him. Alright. Big loot. I don't like going up these hills. I'm worried about bears, wolves, and dirt slides, mudslides, whatever. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it is pretty much just RNG. It's tough. Well, I guess one tip I could give you, but I don't know how super helpful it's going to be. Actually, 2 tips. Here's 2 tips. Resin, I know for a fact, can spawn under these leaves. So if you're saying to yourself, oh, the leaves are covering part of this tree, there's no way there's resin there, that's wrong. There could be resin under the leaves. So definitely, if you're, really desperate, clear back some of the leaves, and you can tell if a log is a leaky log from any side. So in other words, you don't have to visibly see the resin. It will tell you in the tooltip at the top, no matter what side you're looking at. So it'll say leaky log, even if the resin's on the other side, as long as you're paying attention to the tooltip at the top. So there's 2 little tips, I guess, that might help. Some consider it cheating, but there's a mod that makes resin and other stuff visible effects like resin drippy particles. That's interesting. There's definitely mods out there which make resin collection like trivial, because you can just walk up with your knife and scar a tree. You can like cut it and then come back in like 4 or 5 days and it will like have a resin. But again, you could do that to the whole tree on every side, and so you can literally, like within a week's time, if you take enough time just cutting trees, you can have dozens and dozens of resin. So I believe the one I'm thinking of is wild farming. I think is the mod I'm thinking of that does that. There's probably others too. I think actually primitive survival might let you do that. I can't remember though. Primitive survival is one of those mods that has so many different features to it, it's hard to keep track. Have you considered posting a checklist of your tasks in the link? Oh, okay. Patrick Thompson. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I would have to go into the stream elements. That's the same thing that I use my overlay for like Twitch chat. Whenever you see Twitch chat pop up on YouTube, I wonder, I bet stream elements probably has like an overlay for that. Yeah, that's a good idea, buddy. Thanks for the suggestion. Let's see. Dana Tweaks also sets resin to be visible from any side. That's helpful. Yeah, resin's one of those things, man. It's like, I hate picking it up early in runs because it just sits there in my inventory and like dominates like a very valuable inventory space. But at the same time, like, that there's going to come a point, you get to that water or windmill stage, where you're going to be kicking yourself if you didn't grab every single piece of resin you see. But what's going on, Malik the Duck? How you doing, brother? Or sister? Welcome, welcome. Malik, are you a big Howard the Duck fan? I love that movie growing up. Howard the Duck, dude. That was the movie, bro. Let's see, does fenced-in wildlife starve? No, Somnipus, that's a good question. A wildlife, any animal in the game, does not need food to survive. The only reason you need to feed animals is for breeding purposes, not for survival. So I can leave that guy. Now, you should note that animals can despawn, so not die necessarily, but they can literally just disappear if you don't have enough light. So for instance, instead of using a fence, if I had built like a little dirt structure over that guy with no light in it, in like a day or two, he would be gone. He would just disappear. So that's an important facet of the game to keep in mind. It's something that's happened to probably everybody who tries to build like an indoor barn with their animals. And their weight. That's true, Andy. Andy's right. No, if you want to fatten an animal up for the slaughter, then you do want to feed it. That's true. Because their weight does affect like how much fat and meat they'll drop. So that's a good point, Andy. Yeah. Typically when I domesticate animals, like I'm feeding a whole pack, you know? And so as you cull like the generations, I usually end up with just culling whatever, you know, no matter what the weight is. But that's a good point. Yeah, marking on your map is a great thing too. That's a good tip as well, private info. If you do come across a tree that's leaking resin, make sure you mark it on your map because those trees will produce resin again and again. That's something I kind of take for granted that like all players just know, but new players don't necessarily know that like resin will respawn. So yeah, that's a good point. What's going on? Hey, Raphael, thanks for following the channel, buddy. Appreciate that. One day of daylight is enough, but caving them out over no light. Wait, caving them? Oh, I'm not sure I understand, Toad. You're talking about animals despawning, but I don't understand your comment. Let's see. Early generations, you want to feed them regardless to maximize their drops. That's true. Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts about Vintage Story. And one of the things, like when I was first turned on to the game and I was deciding, should I get into this, should I buy it, should I not, and like looking into the animal husbandry was one of the things that definitely convinced me. I love these like long-term goals in games like this, these open world games, because it just keeps me coming back, you know. If I know that I've still got to get my sheep herd up to generation 10, I'll keep coming back, you know, day after day. Oh yeah, that's another great tip too, Rod. Player planted pine trees will never produce resin. That's a great tip as well. So, or whoever said that first, yeah. Oh, Patrick asked. Yeah, Patrick asked. So that's that's another good tip as well. Man, there's actually a lot of good tips for resin hunting. Maybe you should make a video about it. You can make a short, certainly. But yeah, so you'll never get resin from a tree that you've planted yourself. I feel like I've cut down 10 trees, but I barely have a stack and a half. I've been cutting a lot of leaves, but I'm okay with that because we are going to get to this point where we're making a bunch of fire clay bricks. So I'm going to be using tons of sticks for that, in addition to ladders and tools. Sticks are like one of those foundational items in this game. You use them from day one, when you first start your world, right up until the end. I think it's also a little bit silly. I've seen Reddit posts about this too, about how like, I think handles for tools, especially steel and like iron tools, should require more than a stick. You should have to like, I don't know, whittle down like a log or something and get yourself like a true handle, you know, or maybe even bone, but either way, it does kind of feel silly when you get up to iron and steel. Just throwing a stick into the crafting grid. Let's see it. Oh, you were saying if animals are outside, exposed to daylight is fine. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, putting a roof over them or putting them underground can despawn without light. But that's true, and also I should further point out that you can put them underground or in a enclosed structure and use artificial light. It doesn't have to be sunlight. I know that's not what you were saying, Toad, but I'm just further elaborating. So you can actually keep animals from despawning just using torches or torch holders or lanterns. Oil lamps are not going to cut it by themselves. I can tell you that from experience. You're going to need more than an oil lamp to keep your animals from despawning. Here's something I never tried. Does a pine tree need leaves on it or just the trunk? That's a good question too. So if you totally stripped it of leaves, would it continue to produce resin? I assume it would, but I don't know that for sure. That's a good question. All right. Yeah, I don't know why I'm running back home in order to make more axes. I didn't need to leave. Let's just make some more axes and oops, damn it, and go right back. because I haven't filled up my inventory yet. It's a rainy day, people. My little character just wants to get inside where it's nice and warm and cozy. Read a book or something. Sorry, buddy. Not today. We got work to do. Durability is a big thing now. Maybe oak versus ebony sticks for handles. Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, the different types of wood could affect it too. That'd be neat. I like that idea, Rod. So we'll work with just the trunk, is what you guys are saying. That's cool. I don't care about this thing. Okay. Let me look. I think we can go ahead and stick this wood into our charcoal pit. Probably take those home and cook with those. Let's use our shovel here and get a little bit of this peat. Just until this thing breaks to get it out of my inventory. What's your thoughts on the new smithing up? Oh, the new smithing upcoming? Good question, Toad. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I assume you're talking about the tempering, quenching, and sharpening mechanics related to the blacksmithing, to the smithing. I like it. I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, and I'm excited to try and like push it and see just how many times I can quench and then temper my sword before it shatters or whatever. See if you can get up to like some ridiculously high number. But I think it's going to be good. It's a good addition in my opinion. What do you think of it, Toad? If my last name was Bog, I would definitely name my kid Pete. I went to high school with a kid named Rusty Ford. His last name was Ford, and his parents named him Rusty. It was a cool dude. Alright, let's see. Oh, I got 15 pine cones. Might as well plant those all around the charcoal place. I mean, I've planted so many seeds right now, the trees just don't sprout. I just don't have a green thumb. Alright, that's a lot of seeds. Now, what am I doing here? Okay, let's go get some more stuff. Oh boy, it's the last of my turnip stew. What time is it? We can chop down a couple more trees before night falls, so let's do it. Let's rush. I got a few axes made up. Let's go, people. It's a slow process with these freaking stone tools, but this is what we got. We're just going to get this one set up, and then tomorrow, I promise we're going to go on a copper hunt. We're going to go looking for copper. And I think I know where we can find some. Hopefully. Hey, what's going on there, ZW? Zwatotem. Am I saying that wrong? What's going on, Zwa? How you doing, my friend? I'm always worried about mispronunciation. Let me put my torches in the offhand. You guys get a better view here. It's not so dark. I'm on the fence. While I know it's more immersive, it's also extra tedium. Well, it's optional, too, you know? You don't have to do it. You could just go with regular tools, but I think it's cool. And it's definitely more immersive, too. And I'm just sitting here collecting sticks for no reason. Rod says it'd be great if they introduced ash and rock, maple, and ironwood trees, so the north would have badass trees too. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. You know, it's funny because they do have a good amount of wood in this game, but surprisingly not as much variety as I would expect, considering like the sheer number of crazy variety they have in things like mushrooms and butterflies and stuff. I mean, there's over 120 different kinds of butterflies and moths in this game. And they have no real use other than just to be a fun little collectible, but sticks are important. No. You don't have to do the tempering or quenching. I mean, it's only required if you want to add the bonuses to it. So you can almost think of it like enchanting. You know, in Minecraft, you don't have to enchant your stuff, but you can if you want the extra perks and bonuses on your weapons and tools. But yeah, it's optional. Although I can tell you'll probably end up tempering blades just by accident. As long as you're not actually throwing them in water. Do you need to really even interact with the new smithing if you don't want to? No, you don't. Not positive, but thought it was basically just bonus stuff. Exactly, Wilhelm. Exactly right. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much is. Now, there are going to be some changes to the temperature system, and the fact that there's an introduction of the bellows. Those things are going to affect blacksmithing across the board. I can tell you that. Like, temperature definitely feels different now. Things heat up a lot quicker, and then they cool off a lot quicker, at least how it feels. And I mean, things might be tweaked too for the stable, but yeah. And again, you know, now you cannot get tool heads or ingots up past 750 degrees C without bellows. So no, you don't have to quench and temper, but you are going to need a set of bellows. Pretty much. And there's 3 different kinds. Okay. I think it's time to go home. Oh, that's the part you were asking about, the bellows and coals. I'm sorry, I might have missed your comment, the full comment. I'm sorry. Yeah, the bellows are essentially a requirement. And like I said, the whole temperature system is getting a change to it. And it's pretty noticeable even at this point. So no pacifist run. No, the pacifist run is pretty much over, my friend. But I appreciate you watching that one and hanging out with me for that. But don't worry, I'm going to do more Let's Play series and stuff in the future. 100%, buddy, 100%. But I'm glad you came by the live stream today to hang out. Yeah, I missed the dragon. Old Pancake. She was a wonderful companion. Alright, let's see. How is Ripped Activities calm? We're fine out here. Let's just get this charcoal going. Hopefully I have enough now. Let me put away this. Grab that. Drop that off. Boom, boom, boom. Let's put that away. Okay, we'll eat. Put that away. Alright, we're good. We're good. Wondering if you can cold forge copper or bronze. That's a good question, Patrick. I don't think that's currently in the game or being included in 1.22, but I don't know for sure. Good question, buddy. Good thought. All right, let's see here. Let's get this knocked out. Alright, got a bit more than I needed, which is a beautiful thing. I'm not actually going to expand. I could probably dig out a little bit more and expand this, but I'll just store this over here. I'm kind of the type who prefers to do smaller charcoal loads just more frequently, essentially, you know, as opposed to doing like a massive load. Oh, that's sand. I know some folks love to go crazy. I still think an old lag monster making the absolute maximum size charcoal pit on the multiplayer server, and then he would go around and just gift people stacks of charcoal. What a nice guy. I miss the multiplayer days. Alright, so what the hell do I need? Some wood, which I just put down. Oopsie. 4. Yeah, really looking forward to that top server reset. I know a few folks are too. Where's Kenny? Let's see, hold on, let me read. You didn't eat pancake? Mini mongoose. Well, listen, my pancake was banana flavored, not chocolate chip, so I think you're safe. The beloved butterflies were requested by by Tyron's wife. Oh, you didn't know I had a series? I meant that you now need leather to progress. Oh, yeah. No, we definitely do. Actually, the thing with leather right now is not so much the leather, it's the chemicals. I don't have any limestone or borax, so we're going to be on the lookout for that too. But I did actually just finish up the pacifist run in recent months. All right, that's lit. seal that off. All right, beautiful. We got our charcoal. Where the hell's my house? Now we can go home, go to the copper strike tomorrow. Can't talk. All right, let's put that there. Let's replace that. Reset the timer. Okay, so I don't need to take 2 stacks of sticks with me, but I am glad that I have those. You know, get out of there. Huh. Okay. I think we'll just go to sleep. Yeah, fast forward through the nighttime as opposed to panning through the night. I've already got an extra temporal gear, so we are pretty good. Just in terms of gears. Actually, let me just pan up this one single block of sand right here, because it's just in my inventory space. What was that? Computer just dinged. What was that? What the hell? I don't know what that was. I think I might have unplugged my headset briefly. All right, either way, let's go. What's happening, people? How you guys doing today? Please, Kenny. Oh, man, I'm the same way with charcoal, but my temptation for the mega burn is always persistent. I don't know. Max size is ridiculous, bro. You'll be spending hours chopping down trees, and there's no way in hell I would do that with stone tools. I wouldn't even do it with bronze tools. I would be insisting on a copper axe if I was going to go for that. Maybe even steel. We've broken many axes in our world. The max size is no size is the right way. Matt's, Lag and I have set them up. Oh, yeah, that's right, Andy. I'm sure you were in on the fun. All right, so let's put that down. We got a little bit of... Actually got a piece of copper out of that, so I can't complain. Did I get a brick of peat, or did I just pick that up by accident? And I literally put all the sticks that I had away, which is brain dead. Grab that. Oh, my God. Look, I'm sitting crooked. Hold on. Not playing things right. Okay, let's put this away. We're good. Time for Betty Bye, everybody. Put that back on the hot bar. I've got a single serving, and I'm about to pop it out. You know what, on second thought, come back here. Let's whip up some more food. Oh, my God. I'm hitting all kinds of buttons. 6s. Oof. Turnips are almost gone. Well, not to worry. We'll just have to do more gardening. Knowing the server that Lag and I have going right now. Oh, you have 2 max size pits. I see. That's awesome, Andy. Let's see, I was watching VODs of group RPing in a scorched earth thing. Instead of temporal storms, they had solar storms that set you on fire if not underground. All super hot desert world. That's cool. I like that idea. A mini rhino only uses a cam for... Wait, when my webcam was dying, it made that sound a lot. Oh, okay, mini mongoose. I see. Yeah, I don't have a camera. Let's see. Boop, boop, boop. I don't trust Bill Gates. He's out there watching me. No, I'm just kidding. Future-proofing so that once we get steel, meteoric steel, we don't need to run a bunch. Something to do with to boost my forestry skill and get better grafting rates. There you go. So you're playing with X skills, aren't you? All right, that's cooking. We can just go to sleep. In the morning, we're setting out for a copper strike, people. I'm hoping we can come across some borax, too, or limestone would be great as well. And, of course, more tin bronze and or bismuth would be. I mean, we need it all, people. I need everything, okay? Don't hold back, Mother Earth. All right, another thing we're going to need are our signs. And they're not here. There they are. So I use my signs because we don't have a map in this world. Yeah, which sucks, but that's how we play. We're playing wilderness survival, people. So without a map, in other words, whenever I take a pro pick sample, there's no way I can actually recall that. Let me just place that right there. You know, I'm realizing too that my current prospecting pick is pretty messed up. I probably should have gone ahead and poured that out after all. Let me think here. Do you think it's worth it for me to use my precious cassiterite to go ahead and just make a bronze thing? Yeah, we got a resonator from a treasure chest while I was exploring for iron. I came across a single treasure chest and it had this resonator in it. I think I'm going to. I think I'm actually going to make a tin bronze pro pick because I've still got the ability to make 2 more tools out of tin bronze, and this is just going to be so much nicer. Plus, I'll be able to search for things like silver and gold in quartz. Okay, so we'll do that. Wait, that's not. There we go. And in you go. Yeah, okay, so we'll head out after this is ready. Let's see, I think our initial mod count is over 100. Lots of fauna of the Stone Age. Yeah, those are badass mods. I love those. I hope they come out with more of them too, more varieties of animals. Although I know at a certain point for like a mod author, you got to get to a point where you're like, okay, I've got 20 different mods out. I can't make more because I have to keep updating them, but who knows? Maybe it's fairly simple to update all those Stone Age mods too. I don't know anything about coding. But I feel like if they're all similar enough, maybe you wouldn't have to do too much across the board. But I'm just happy that we have such great modders out there to make the game, to take this game from what is a good game and make it a truly great game. And we got a few of those folks in chat right now, so I appreciate you guys. All right, let's put that down. Okay, what's going on? Where's my tongs? Into the offhand, did we make our stew? So let's get this poured out. Bing, bang, boom. We'll take a full one with us for the road. You know, Private Idaho, Private Info. Still want to call you Private Idaho. That is a great, great point you mentioned. At one time in the game's history, the handbook actually said that if you spread your alloys out in a crucible, it will speed it up. And I think it was probably true, but they changed that. They changed it and did not remove it from the handbook right away. It is no longer in the handbook, and it's still not true. But I've had people mention that several times. What the hell am I doing? I've actually tested it too, side by side in 2 different crucibles. So call me whatever, I'm good. But I do appreciate the tips and stuff. But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it too, because there's going to be people out there who think it does work, but it doesn't. But like I said, it's no surprise that people think that because it literally used to say it in the handbook. All right, where did I put my charcoal? Yeah, we just need a bit more. Bing. All right, that's for the signs. Whenever I place a sign, of course, I have to have charcoal to write on it. All right, now we're just waiting for this thing to cool down. So don't need that currently. All right, what you guys doing? Wait. Looks like HB is talking about somebody specific. Oh, you mean Private Idaho? That's just a song from the B-52s, which I love. Great band. Let's see. I said to be general protection fault, but I got demoted. Oh, you used to be general protection fault? Oh, it didn't actually work when they had that as a feature. It's always smelted the same, doesn't how they were just hopeful. Took too long to update the handbook. Oh, that's interesting. Well, that would make more sense why they left it in the handbook as opposed to just negligence. Yeah, that makes sense, Toad. All right. Okay. What can we do? You guys want to listen to the resonator? I have to turn up my music. Jamming. Let's go. Yeah. Wait, why is it playing? I took the thing out. That was just the background music. Why is it not working? Man, I think it's broken. Put my ear right up to it. I don't know. I thought it's because I had the music turned down. Am I going to freestyle rap? No. No, no, no. I used to be a huge Tupac fan. Oh, there it is. It's just got a slow lead in, I think. I used to be a huge Tupac fan. West Coast, man. Let's go. Thug Life. Okay, that's a little bit loud. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Now you see why I turned it down. Wait. I was talking about that comment about modders in the chat. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not following that. Okay, what are we doing here? Waiting for that thing. Let's go outside. Let's go look at our garden. Charcoal pit still going. Looks like our carrots are going to be the next crop that comes in. That's beautiful. Yeah, I probably should grab some more cattails to make more baskets for storage, but honestly, I could have whipped out some nails and strips if I hadn't been so wasteful with my copper. All right, I have a better idea. We're going to come right over here. Where was that peat? Oh, it's right here. Let's grab some peat while we wait for that to cool down. Can never have enough peat. Peat's always welcome at my party. Let's go, everybody. It's a good little spot here. There's a ton of it. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm really hoping that there's no delays with the top server restart, but I don't know. I'm always a little nervous about that. That's always something going on in the back of my head. I'm just thinking to myself, man, they don't have the rivers out yet. We haven't gotten a look at procedural dungeons yet. Are they going to be able to get it all out in time? We'll just have to wait and see. Clear some of these bushes around here. Yeah, and I do definitely plan on streaming too. If we get a new update in the next couple days or whatever, yeah, I might even adjust my streaming schedule a bit just to do some extra streams. Soft. Okay, it's still cooling down. No big deal. We're patient. We can wait. Let's see. So I'm going to start stacking the peat outdoors. You know what I should be doing with my time is digging up all these damn flowers. Way too many flowers out here. Okay, that's good stuff. Let's plant. Let's throw these away. I can hear that resonate. It's like I can hear it through the walls of my little dirt hut. Okay. Red top grass flower will be great though. When you get bees, that's true. That's true, buddy. Yeah, I do not have bees yet either. Get some of this turnip stew. Haven't found a single spot for bees. If we do, obviously I'll mark it. But you know what we can do too while we wait? Let's get some more dirt. Oh, speaking of flowers, one thing almost nobody seems to be doing is coloring clothes. Yeah, I don't really get into the dye too much in this game, although it is pretty impressive. You know, the amount of stuff you can dye and the colors you can do. It's something that when I played on the multiplayer server, we had a dedicated tailor, Whist, good old Whist, and she did all the dyeing, so I never had to worry about it. But you're right, it is something I've never done personally. Alright, got a bit more dirt. Yes. All right, we shall go now, people. We shall go. Look at this. Pretty full in the inventory. Actually, I'm carrying that stuff that I don't need to carry. That goes in the fire pit. That goes down. And we're off. So, one of the only places that I actually found surface copper was down in this direction. Between these two mountains, also known as a valley. And I'm hoping maybe we can come across or find some more. Because we did get very high readings over here. But let's just keep going. Here's my other piglet. Unfortunately, this is a boar too, so I'm still looking for a female for this dude. I was hoping maybe some would spawn around them. Sometimes they'll be attracted to the other pigs, even if... I have to get that on the way back. But yeah, even if they're fenced in, you can sometimes find other pigs like wandering around, but have not seen any. People got bored before they care about it. I like pink battle jammies. I like the black, yeah, tailored gambeson. That was my go-to armor on the server. And then I wore that wonderful armor that Andy made for me. Andy, what was that called? It's the... I'm drawing a blank on what that armor set you made for me on the multiplayer server. I want to say Bandit, but that's not it. It's not Bandit. Oh, I can't remember it. It was super cool, though. Forlorn Hope. Is that it? Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Brigandine. That's what I was actually thinking of. Brigandine. But was it... which one did you make me? I don't remember the actual name. Wish you could dye leather. Oh, that would be cool, actually. Yeah, I mean, you can dye leather in real life, right? You can get other colors. Should allow it in the game. Alright, so we're coming up on our only source of iron that we've ever found. It was just down here on the edge of this river. So let me look around a little bit. Maybe we get lucky. Because this is a very high copper region. There might be just other surface copper around here. Yeah, so we had a little spot right over there. We're going to go back to that if I don't find any. But let's just walk this little hillside here. See what we find. I swear I've seen dyed leather in the handbook, not the armor. You can dye leather for shields. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, there's a bunch of rocks down here. Come on, copper. Why don't you make this easy on me? I want to go digging for days like I did with the iron. But any caves we come across, too, would probably be good to investigate. I don't have any armor on right now, which is stupid. I should have made some of that primitive stuff last time I died. But I just haven't. Okay. It's pretty easy to explore here along the side of this river. You know, I can't really get lost. I just turn and head in that direction. I think we'll keep walking. Let's just keep looking until I see a bear or something. Scares me. Hey, what's up, Tachyon? How you doing? Welcome. Vintage Hardware with Wood PC. How are you, my friend? Thanks for coming by the stream. You know what? Let's go. We'll just take a sample right out of the side of this mountain. We'll do a long range here. Okay, we'll go 3 over. I better watch it. This whole side of this mountain could come down on me. Alright, maybe up here. That might be a little too far. Yeah. Okay, it says native. Oh, bismuth is very poor. That's. I'm just. And cassiterite is very. I like these readings, actually. I mean, they're all very poor, but. And I'm not going to bother with a sign. It's good to see those potential bronze, though. Tin and bismuth. What else did it say? Sapphirite. Oh, and zinc. Yeah, we could potentially find everything we need. Oh, I'm going to grab this grain. Have a little bit of food to go home to. All right, now we're kind of getting away from the river, so we got to stay close to that. I wonder if I could see any silver peeking out of that. You know, to be honest, if I find silver, I have 4 nuggets of gold at home. We could make some more black bronze, too, if we get more copper, obviously. Finally got all my skills 100% in Wayward. Congrats, buddy. You're dedicated Wayward player, Tachyon, for sure. That's good, too. There's a whole desert of zinc behind you. You just have to pad for it. Oh, my gosh. That's true. That is true. I've got a bit of it at home, too, already. Yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. If the guy from Saturn was here, he'd be very happy to hear you say that. All right, let me just look around. And I think we're going to turn back. If I don't see anything interesting on the ground. Wouldn't mind hunting some of those chickens for their feathers, but that's not why we're here right now. I don't see any stone. I think I may see. Is that a little cave right over there? Maybe not. Yeah, let's return from whence we came. And because I know I got a very high reading on some copper back at the original location. It's the most effective solution, but panning isn't everyone's favorite. That's true. I mean, we've been panning, though, you know. I've been doing it at nights, at least. But the music just kicked in. I'm like, what the hell am I hearing? I'm so not used to streaming with music on. It can actually kind of interfere with editing shorts a little bit, but it's not a big deal. All right, let's see. We've already crossed this ground, so I don't need to pay too much attention. Wait. Yeah. There's more resin. Oh my god, look at that. 2 of them. I'll grab those. I don't know if I've ever seen resin appear like that twice on one tree. That might be the first time I've ever witnessed it. Alright, let's go back to where the river forks. And we should find a little copper site. Here it is. Yep. Okay, so did I even mark it? I did. Oh, it says decent copper. I thought it was very high, but this is decent here, so I'm okay with that. I swear there was a little cave. Here it is. I don't know how deep this goes. I've panned a lot, but there is a mod. I forgot what it's called, but it's a sluice to automate it. I've heard of that one, I think. Yeah. Some people have mentioned it during fairly recent streams and stuff. Boy, look at my inventory. All right, we got to be careful down here because I don't have a shield. I don't have a lot of health. Okay, that goes down. Ooh, I'm tempted, though. What does this look like? It's like a dead end. You know, I am tempted to go down this shaft, though. It actually doesn't go super deep. I've got a stack and a half of ladders here, people. And one thing I've found is that it's not uncommon to find copper just sticking out of some of these, like, lower areas. But we got to be super cautious about getting out of here. If I need to turn and run because of drifters or bowtorns or something, then we're going to have to do that. Obviously. Alright, let's torch there to indicate the way out. Yep. Okay. Is this a dead end or wow. Let's try a couple short rangers. What are we looking at? 0% instability. Try short range. Private info, you scared, buddy? Don't be scared. I've got one more respawn. If we die, we'll be able to get back here. Don't forget to look up miniature mongoose. All right, hold on. Let's do a long range actually too here while we're in this general area. See what this is. Might be too close. That's too close. Uh-oh. Game just froze up for a second. What the hell, man? 2 more samples. How's the stream looking, guys? Anybody having any lag or anything? Let me know. I have a habit of dousing torches in caves. Oh, bro, I've done that before. Decent copper, 15%. Minuscule sapphire light. Okay. Always check the rift activity before delving is a good tip. If it's anything above low, dark caves will spawn a lot. That's a good point. Yeah, that's decent. That's a dead end, but we can go lower. We got a ruin. Let's actually place another torch here. Got ourselves a ruin structure and a temporal, or what the hell is this called? Translocator. Definitely want that flax. Anything else? Oh. That's copper right there. Oh, I got another cylinder. Okay. Decent. Decent. Here's what we're going to do real fast. Let's return. Okay, I'm going to mark this as a location with a translocator. Because if I don't do it, I will forget. All right, so... the fuck? Good enough. All right. Now, I don't really care about the rusty gears. I mean, I guess they could serve some purpose for trading and stuff, but yeah, no, not really. Just an, I mean, look at my inventory. Okay, we got guys. Let's go get these guys. You cannot have my mine shaft, sir. I own this place. You're a deep drifter, but you're not going to kill me. You might kill me if I'm not careful. Okay, that's a deep drifter, everybody. But the good news is deep means potential ore. Let me heal again. Yeah, I think this is a dead end too, isn't it? Maybe. Okay, well, let's try some short rangers. No, I don't have the itchy armor on. I should, though. I think, if I can remember, remind me, when we get back home, remind me to make some. Okay, no ore that direction. We're just going to take a few short range samples while we're in this cave. But probably have to, I don't know, maybe I'll have to sink a shaft or something. I feel like decent copper, we should find it, but maybe we're still a little bit too high. You think we're still a little too high up? I feel like we might want to go a bit lower. Let's try this direction, then we'll go lower. Yeah, I very, very much want to get some copper. Obviously some bronze, some stuff to make bronze would be great, but yeah, let's sink a shaft right here. It's just shy copper. No reason to be shy, Mr. Copper. All right, so what did I do with all my... Oh, there. Let's move that to there, that like that. So, well, we did get some copper. So, I mean, that's something. 15 units times 8. I mean, that's okay. That's decent. Yeah, that's the thing, though, is if I do find copper, I'm not going to have anywhere to put it. just commit a minor crime, coppers will be there in a flash. I love it, Private. That was good, buddy. That was a good pun. 2 puns. It hasn't finished practicing being copper. It needs more time. Oh, you guys are silly. Yeah, that temporal instability is kind of wheeling backwards. Pretty good clip there. Usually when I get good readings, I just mine straight down with ladders and see what I find. I think we're going to do that. Just till I run out of this stack here. It's a tool, not bad, really. All right, come on, baby. Let me hit some copper. I don't even want to mess with the short range. I just want to run into it. Great. Just freaking great. So that's another... There's a locust there. Yeah, there's a locust nest below us. God dang it. Oh, hold on. Before we retreat completely. Okay. Let me just take some samples right here. Yeah, what was that green? I don't know. That was weird. Spooky. I'm not sure why that was green like that. Nope. Let's see if we get lucky. It's interesting. That was like right below that ruin, you know. Did the cave smush them? It might have smushed that one. It could also be just like a deck. Oh, look at that. Large amounts, people. Let's go. It's a good question, Private. I'm not 100% sure either way. But we ain't going to go investigate. I'll tell you that much. Might be olivine, crystal node. I mean, that's one possibility. Ooh. But I'm pretty sure that olivine only spawns in peridotite stone. I might be mispronouncing that. But the green stuff. Okay, so we've just found copper. And we have to go home. We can't get it, people. I'm so sorry. No, but seriously, I'm gonna go real quick to the surface. You know what? I should have brought those beams. I don't know what the hell is wrong with my brain that I did not bring beams. But you know what I'm gonna do instead of whoa. Holy shit! That scared me down. That's just a regular drifter, too. I thought it was dead for a second. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Instead of placing a sign, I'm just going to put these seeds here. Can I not? There we go. This will just remind me the copper is here. Yeah, let's grab some. Let's grab some. I don't want to do too much serious digging at the moment. We're definitely coming back for this, for more of this, but we got to worry about cave-ins. I cannot, you know, do too much expansion here without beams. The magic beans. Mini monkeys. That was one of my favorite episodes of The Office when Jim, I don't know if we got any American Office fans out there, but when Jim trades Dwight the magic beans, and then the very last scene, like the whole episode is about Dwight, like not really believing they're real, and then he finally begrudgingly takes them. And then the last scene is where Jim like wheels out a bunch of bean plants that are already like grown, so that Dwight thinks that like the magic beans grew instantly, and oh man, it's so funny. I remember that watching that episode for the first time and just laughing and laughing. You got wait, what? You got dirt. What do you mean? I don't understand. Yeah, I got some dirt. Okay, Vintage Story. What's up, Ren Ryu? How you doing, my friend? Yep, we're on the stable world here, playing some 1.21. Oh, that's 50%. Hey, that's enough. I'm not going to risk my life here just to be greedy. Plus, my temporal stability is going down pretty quick. So, let's get out of here. But we are very glad that we found this location. Very, very. Okay, pick up our torches. So, I mean, there's only one real way to go. It's going to be pretty hard to forget, but I'll just put a brick there. Or a couple blocks like that. All right, here we go. Good job, everybody. We got what we came for. Some copper, and we can come back and get more, obviously. Put that away. Eat, buddy. Just eat. You got food. No reason to cry about it. Oh, is it nighttime? Damn, it's already nighttime. Ugh. I don't know if I want to travel at night. I'm scared. I think we'll be okay. It's not too hard to get out of this location without the map. So we just got to get to the river. We do have portals out, though. Oh, yeah, I just heard a Boathorn shoot at me. Yeah, we got rift activity going on out here, people. Sorry about the darkness, but we got to... This is the most dangerous part right here. Traveling at night. We're going to make it, though. It is dark and spooky. Uh-oh. And I'm running through a dense little forest here of pine trees. Now, wait, I did want to grab the resin. Where was that? I think it's this one. Oh my gosh, people, it's great to be back with you guys, hanging out, playing some Vintage Story. Going to be doing some Card Survival Tropical Island tomorrow. And if you're not familiar with that game, definitely stop by and check it out. It's really fun. It's a great indie game for sure. And we've got quite a few folks on the channel here who really enjoy it. All right, let's go. So we've got the copper. We can go back for more. Now what we do need to do is really I need to actually get a cairn. Yeah, I need to make a cairn. Because then we can start making that flint. The powdered calcified stuff. Yeah. Alright, so we're back. We made it home, everybody. Look at that. For all you doubters out there, all you haters who thought I was going to die, mini mongoose. Haha, I foiled you. Alright, let's put the food away. Good. And what else we got? I need to make more of those. Okay, that goes away. Whoa. Oh, yeah, baby. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, I got my 4th linen sack. Okay, put that away. Stay. Go away. Nope. All right, we're killing it, people. I just got so much stone, I don't want to throw any of it away. Oh, and I got another one of these stupid cylinders. How dare you clutter up my inventory with yourself? Okay, let's put a torch on there. Put that away. We're going to go back tomorrow and probably get some more, but let me close my door. And, yeah. So, let me think. I think we'll save the current copper. Yeah, my pickaxe is doing okay. You know what, on second thought? No. I have an idea. We are going to pour out another pickaxe to be prepared. So, let's grab that. Yeah, I didn't find the silver, so I do have to use some of my tin ore, but that's not a problem. All right, let's pound this stuff up. Beautiful. All right. I keep putting that in there and taking it out. I promise one of these days we're going to mess with that. All right, we'll just use this stuff, I guess. It's 18. Wait, there it is. Beautiful. Didn't say a single thing except dark and spooky. I could feel your psychic emanations. And they were negative. They were coming at me like a hostile psyker in the universe of Warhammer 40k. And listen, that ain't good, okay? That ain't good. You gotta be mining a bunch. Yeah. And plus, you know, I'm always in the back of my mind now too, Rod. I'm thinking, okay, what happens if I do die in a cave-in? You know, all my tools are going to be buried in stone, you know, while we try and get back to them. So if I don't have a backup pickaxe here at home, yeah, that's going to be a bad thing. Bad, bad, bad. In fact, I'm also just going to drop a torch there just so we'll have a torch. It's not like it's hard to light torches, but it's good to have that emergency. All right. Put that away. I don't know why I'm keeping 2 pieces of medium fertility dirt in my inventory spots. That can go away. Medium fertility in the flint axe. Okay, that's empty now. Bam, look at that. Whoo, love it. All right, turn that into that. This thing's over here spinning away. I can't hear it, though. What do you think you're doing? All right, do we have no more food? Oh, boy. Oh, no. My berries went bad. Actually, I think that was the skin. Oh, I do have some servings of red meat stew. Okay, that's coming with me. These can be moved to there. Good, good, good. Yeah, I've just got a ridiculous amount of bull crap in my inventory. Let's turn these into that. Okay. We're good. We're all set. Let's see, it's 142. Okay, I probably need my tongs. It's going to be so different once tongs have durability, people. Get ready for it. You know what's coming. Is it seller time? What do you mean, Mini Mongoose? Actually, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I do need to go down there and get, what, 4 rocks? Oh, also, that reminds me. Where are those beams that I brought home? There they are. Yeah, we'll need these beams. So let's put those on our bar. What are you talking about? Seller time, Mini Mongoose. What is that? What is that? Some sort of inside joke about how you're going to get me killed? I better be careful down here. There could be drifters spawning. Oh, I do have a chisel toe. That's a good call, buddy, because I forgot about that. But I do have a chisel. Bam, right there, hanging up. Leave it for today. Have a nice stream. Thanks, Malik the Duck. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for coming by. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Whoopsie. Just be super careful. This might be a little bit wasteful on the beams, but since this is pretty much going to be our, like where we put our cellar. God damn it. I'm just going to fortify all this real quick. Good. All right, so that should at least allow me to go 1 over. But first things first, yeah, let's get some rocks. Mini Mongoose. Innocent? What is that, like your middle name or something? Because I know it's not a proper adjective to describe your state as a human being. Minicent. Rod comes in off the top rope with the portmanteau. All right. I just, at all times here, I'm confident that I'm going to get myself killed by a cave-in. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did I tell you? What did I freaking say? What did that just do to my home? What? What? Where did that come from? What the? You're telling me, all right, we're going to deal with the lag. Let's get rid of that lag real quick, guys. Thank you for telling me. Appreciate you very much. There's some video buffering. All right, we're going to handle that real quick, guys. Give me just a moment. Oh, yeah, I see it actually. Yeah, my OBS shows I'm dropping frames. All right. Rod's back. It's struggling. It's trying. Hold on. Let's give it a bit of moment here. Must have been an extensive cave. As Ben Franklin said, this blows. You doing okay? You're back? All right. No problem. No problem. I think what we'll do, I'm going to hop up and just take a break. We've been going for just about 2 hours. You reloaded the stream? Okay, we're back. We're back. Yeah, my internet's back. All right. Thank you guys for letting me know, and thanks for your patience there. Looks like I'm back up to full speed. No, it should be solid now. Yeah, I'm showing full green across the board, and yeah, everything should be good. Wait, private info, are you having trouble too? What you saying no for? I hate these beams. I swear it never used to be like that. Let's see. Are you guys good? Are you? Is it better? Okay, I've only got one. Let's keep going here. I don't know what the best way to go about this is. It's better, Regin Rayu. Toad Squish is back. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, always let me know if you get any lag. Sometimes I can kind of help with that. Seems to be back to normal. Good, good, good. Seems perfect. Excellent. Thanks, guys. All right, we've got 2 stones. What is it? Is it 4? Yeah, 4. All right. We'll just continue to grab these, and then I think I'll hop up and just take a bathroom break. But no worries, everybody. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Sorry about that little lag there. That was 100% my internet, too. That was definitely me. All right, let's see if we can knock out this roof piece. I have a feeling I'm going to cause another cave in. I don't even care. As long as it doesn't fill up with water. We'll have to inspect some of the damage I'm doing to the surface, but pretty sure it's actually outside of my house. Oh, well. We'll check it out tomorrow. Let's see. All right, how many do I have? 3. You unearthed something huge, ancient alien stuff. Oh my gosh. I had mentioned yesterday, I think, or one of my recent streams, I've been listening to podcasts by Leonard Susskind, who was a astrophysicist. Man, he has got me convinced now that aliens will never reach Earth. I don't want to see he's a pessimist when it comes to like his predictions on stuff. But in a way, he very much is. Like, he's very doubtful that humans will ever reach Mars. Like, he's convinced that we will never leave the solar system. And like he says, like, aliens will have never been to Earth. They will never come to Earth. In fact, I think he believes that human beings are either the last intelligent species in the universe to have evolved or the first. So he actually thinks that we're totally alone in the universe, which is an interesting perspective. But all right, either way, let's see. Let's put those together. No, damn it. Too much stuff. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to put this crap away. We're going to go back and do some more spelunking and stuff, though. Yeah. Do I have enough food? Let's see. I've got 1 serving of meat, 2 servings of meat. Probably not enough. Put that down. Boom. Just trying to get rid of this crap. All right. It's not letting me put it in my damn hotbar anymore. Okay, that's better. So full of stuff here. I don't need to take 2 axes with me. How's our temporal instability? It's calm, which just means it's probably going to be wherever I go. Oh, I've got the 4 rocks now, too. Let's go ahead and whip that out. So what did it say needed? Sticks and stuff. Yep. Our boy Toad Squish was right. And a side cairn. For a split second, I was like, oh crap, can I even make one out of andesite? But the answer to that question is yay. Yay. All right, hold on. Remove this. Hey, what's going on, Faker Cakes? How you doing, buddy? Oh, not too much. Just trying to get prepared for that iron, which I one day hope to discover. But yeah, we're not doing too bad today. We just hit a new strike of copper, and so we're going back there to get a bunch of that collected. But yeah, thanks for coming by the stream. Appreciate you. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, we got some good responses to the space pessimism. Private info. I will explore the universe. Listen, I want to have more discussion about this when I come back from break, but I'm going to jump up and take a bathroom break. But don't go anywhere. The stream's going to continue. We've got a couple more hours to go. So I hope you guys will stick around. Just grab some refreshments, and I will be right back. And we're back. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. We are still live, still playing some vintage story. All right, let's get back into it. Faker Cakes, I also just finished today some work at the workshop and renovation of an agricultural machine. Right on, buddy. There really is nothing better than a good hard day's work, you know. Once you get it all done, come home, you just feel good, like you've done something with your life. I never, you know, nobody loves manual labor, but I always enjoyed, like I say, the aspect of being done with it. You do really feel a lot better about yourself. All right, let's put that in there. I still don't feel like I have enough beams, but we're just going. We're just going. Let's go get that copper, people. We're going to empty that strike out. Maybe we'll even search around for some of that bismuth or tin cassiterite that we got some readings for. So let's check it, everybody. Whoa. My temporal stability is still not even totally refilled yet, which is kind of crazy. I feel like it should be, but we'll just deal with it. Thought the stream ended because me and Andy are yapping. Oh, no. We're still going, buddy. Just took a quick break. Don't you worry. In fact, let me take a drink real quick here. Yep, we're still going strong. I'm going to be filling up on more copper right now. You know, and I probably, actually, you know what I should have done? We'll do this when I go back, but I need to get that charcoal dug up and then get another batch of charcoal going and start the flint. Now that we've got the cairn, yeah, that was the reason I made that cairn, was specifically so I could get the flint going for sure. We got some more resin marked. Oh, we got even more. Yeah, we are not going to need to go searching for resin, I'll tell you that much. This is pretty awesome, actually. Just in this one little stretch of forest, there's like 4 trees so far that I've found with resin, so pretty happy about that. You know what, actually, let's take a reading over here at this side of the mountain. I think we're far enough from our other reading just to see something. Something a little different, maybe. What? That was 3 away. No, it wasn't. All right, we're going to talk about aliens here in a second. Let me get this sample. Yeah, no, nothing good there with those readings. So it'd be hard-pressed not to believe in ET life. When I was a kid in school, Mia and well over 60 other kids seen a huge, perfect metallic sphere hovering just above the tree line. So you not only see, because there's a distinction there in what you said, Toad. You actually believe in 2 different things. You not only believe that aliens exist, but you believe that they have enough high technology to reach Earth and have visited us. It's because you can believe one without necessarily believing the other. For instance, I believe that there's definitely extraterrestrial life. I do not think that it has visited Earth, and I'm not even sure if it's intelligent. I mean, almost certainly there's going to be like bacterial life, maybe even some flora and fauna, but in terms of intelligence, I'm still up in the air. You know, I think that the essential question of the Fermi paradox has still never been answered. After it's seen, you can't unsee. Yeah, no, there's nothing I can do, truly, no matter what logical argument I bring. This is something I've learned in a lot of different realms, too, like ghosts and stuff. If someone has had a personal experience with a ghost, an alien, whatever it is, there's almost nothing you can say to convince them otherwise. That is true. Let's see, yes, coming home. Oh, opening at the end of the day, relax. Cheers, gentlemen. Yeah, Faker Cakes. Kick back, buddy. Let's be honest, if you were aliens, would you land here? The dark side of the moon is a huge warning sign about human cooties. For aliens, it's impossible. We wouldn't detect their civilization if close unless they've Clark tech. And it's possibly they do, so the energy argument collapses. As adult, I've had theories about aliens are 4th dimensional beings. We can only perceive them in certain conditions. Eeyore, you grabbed a stuffed Eeyore during break? I was almost like, what the hell is that word? Eeyore? That's Winnie the Pooh? Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's friend. Eeyore, right. Humans are space roaches. It is likely a high crime to land here. No, I would not land here. Yeah, you speak of landing on Earth as an extraterrestrial, but this is another good reason why I don't believe aliens have ever visited Earth, because you've got to realize that there's not just the distance boundary, but time is also a major boundary in whether or not aliens have ever visited us during our presence on Earth, because the Earth is what, 4.5 billion years? To be generous, you could say that human beings have existed as a species for 1,000,000 years, and the amount of time, within that span that we've had like high enough technology to even know like what an extraterrestrial is, if they even showed up, is like 200 years. So the distances traveled, they would also, an alien species would have to overcome those distances and arrive at such a tiny sliver of window of time where they would encounter an intelligent species on this planet. And how would they know that? Because if you say, okay, we've got this potential planet to go and explore, we're talking maybe 100,000 years ago, they set out, they don't know. We were just monkeys in the trees at that point. There's no way that they could hit Earth at the right moment in time. At least, like I said, in my opinion. All right, let's get going here. Where were we? Where was that mine shaft? This is what happens when I talk too much. There it is, the back here. Our biospheres draw attention. Life is enough. Well, now that's a good point, Rod. You're right that there are certain imbalances, and this is one of the things that current scientists look for when we look for life on other planets right now, the xenoplanets that like the telescopes are able to see nowadays. There are certain imbalances of gases. One of them is oxygen in our atmosphere, which would not be present in a normal, like dead planet. You wouldn't have the sheer abundance of oxygen, that we do in our atmosphere. So there are certain imbalances in chemical consistencies of atmosphere, which can indicate life forms, but you don't know if we're talking about that presence of oxygen could indicate everything from bacteria to a highly advanced civilization and everything in between. You know what I'm saying? So the biosphere, it could be the fact that 1 out of every 100 xenoplanets has an unusual biosphere that indicates life. We don't know, we don't know the numbers, obviously, but it's not reasonable to just visit every one of these planets unless, maybe it's something extremely, extremely rare, which could also be the case. But again, I'm just very, very skeptical about it. 31 Atlas is here if we are advanced enough. I don't know what that is. 31 Atlas? Is that a rocket? Oh my god. Oh boy, we got a Botorn down there. Is that a deep Botorn? What? Oh, he just fell. Oh, I heard him die down there. That's it. You need to get the alien mod for VS Drifters. Is there one? I didn't even know that. But biologically, interstellar travel is untenable. That's true too, Rod. Your own radioisotopes would kill you in stasis. Well, I mean, if we're talking about real science that we're aware of now, this idea of stasis or hibernation, that's fiction. We don't have any way currently with modern technology that we understand it to freeze or preserve a body and then revivify it back to a conscious and living state. We don't know how to do that. That's science fiction. So when you say would kill you in stasis, I'm not sure what you mean there. But you're right in the first part of your sentence. I think biologically, listen, human beings can barely exist in low Earth orbit on like the International Space Station for more than 6 months without their muscles atrophying. And we're talking about the heart muscle too. Like we're talking about atrophy of the heart, people. Not just that, but we're also talking about bone degradation. Now, couple a zero-G environment, which we know is extremely deleterious to the human body, with also the environment of deep space, where there is a constant bombardment of radioactive particles. The solar winds, our Earth protects us with its magnetic field. If we didn't have that, every person on Earth would die of cancer. by the age of 20 because of the amount of radiation that is just out there, you know, in the cosmic medium of space, constantly getting bombarded. And that's nothing to say of like micrometeorites, which exist, and the countless other just difficulties which, you know, come up when we're talking about interstellar travel. That's why it's almost impossible to think that we can even get to Mars, you know, because all those challenges exist just going to Mars. Well, thanks, Kenny. This is just a subject I think a lot about. You know, I love the idea of travel in space and stuff. Let's see, it's not feasible to travel through space if intelligent life evolved enough. Distance wouldn't be a problem. Shielding is actually easy, though. Water ice shell and a comet, perhaps. Now, you're not wrong about using water as a shield for radioactive particles bombarding us. But then you come back to the simple Einsteinian relativity problem, because every single ounce of matter that you send into space has to be propelled. You need to have some sort of, whether it's chemical propulsion like we use now, maybe nuclear engines or ion, you have to propel every single ounce of mass you send into space. The more you send, the more propellant you need. The more propellant you send, the more propellant you have to send to propel the propellant. And so it becomes this vicious cycle where you hit a really solid, hard wall, just depending on your technology level, of what you can send into space in terms of total mass. You know what I'm saying? So if we had a dozen people shielded, you know, they would need a huge amount of water around their little capsule just to shield them from, and then you would have to increase the fuel load to move that shielding through space, and then you'd have to increase the fuel load to cover the increased fuel load. You see what I mean? So it becomes a problem. And that's relativity. That's Einstein's law. You can't get past that. Whoa. Centrifugal force solves body decay and takes surprisingly small magnetic field to disrupt a lot. Right, it's goofy even with annihilation drives. Let's see, they're alien to the entire dimension. Oh, you're talking about private engine. Automation of robot is the only way to... Yes, Tachyon, I agree with you. No, and another thing I think that no one talks about, but we should be hyper focused on, is the colonization of the deep oceans here on Earth. Now, why do I say that in reference to a discussion about space? Because that is the closest environment we could send humans to in a relatively safe way, where we could experience some of the difficulties of deep space. Now, we're not going to have all the difficulties, obviously, but if we can master the colonization of the oceans, then we are going to be so much better off when we go into to try and colonize the moon or the surface of Mars, or even the underground, you know, below ground and stuff. But I mean, how many, you know, of these brilliant tech guys talk about actually colonizing like under the oceans, you know? And it's not just for practice, even though you're right, it would be great practice. It's practical too. You know, if you have a major calamity on the surface and you're able to set up a self-sustaining colony under the ocean, they're not necessarily going to be totally immune from events on the Earth surface, but they would be a lot better off. You know what I'm saying? It's way harder to pressure. Wait, it's way harder. Pressure is too intense. Space is easier. Well, I mean, that's the thing too, Rod, is you can choose what pressure you colonize. You don't have to go to the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean, like the Marianas Trench, and fight against like megatons of pressure. You go down to a certain depth where it's reasonable to build at, but it's still going to present, you know, enough challenges that it will prepare you. Now, again, it's not like you have to do one or the other either. We could be colonizing deep oceans in tandem with preparations for colonizing Mars and the moon too. You know, why do we have to choose? And in fact, I think it would be better just to hedge our bets, so to speak, and put colonies wherever we can get to. And I mean, literally, if we had the money and the initiative, we could start building an underground ocean colony tomorrow, you know? Whereas like If you want to go to Mars, you've got to wait for that great rotation of the Earth, and it's got to be in the right position. You can't just launch, colony missions to the moons and Mars whenever you want, but we could literally start tomorrow colonizing the oceans. You're terrified of being under the ocean underground. I understand. Well, another thing too, it's good you mentioned that, Fossil, because one of the key things that we should be focused on is not just the technology side of preparing, but the psychological side of preparing for colonization of these far flung places, whether it's the moon, Mars, or the deep oceans. And the fear, whether it's a fear of, being underwater, the fear of being cut off from all of civilization. If you go to Mars, hell, if you even go to the moon and colonize, you are going to be essentially cut off. If something goes wrong, there's nothing that Earth can do for you in that moment. They can, if you're on the moon, they can send a ship up to you, but it's not going to get there for like 5 days, or what are 3 or 4 days. So you're the most cut off human beings that have ever existed, so that has a psychological impact in and of itself. Now we're not even talking about like people's just little personality quirks and grating on people's nerves and interpersonal problems and all of that, which is a huge hurdle for these kind of long-term exploration things. So the physics side of it is just the start. Humans present their own goddamn problems just in their own brains and stuff. I think a mining colony on the moon, then space habs, Mars ain't going anywhere. You mean the idea of it? No, I think it's a good goal. And even though I'm very pessimistic about it, I do think that we should still strive for those things. And as Tachyon mentioned earlier, I think we should really put the robots first. I mean, that's essentially what we do right now. We send up drones and satellites and stuff, but it should be very heavily focused on robots, and human beings are kind of just there. We're just there to experience, just to be able to wave and plant the flag. The robots are doing most of the work. Thing is, colonizing underground will also give lots of underground resources. We dig trenches. That's true. Do you watch it? I know who Isaac Arthur is. Yeah, 100%. He's got a great YouTube channel, Private Info. I've watched him in the past for many, many hours. In fact, a lot of the ideas and things that I'm talking about have been helped by watching his channel. Yeah, Isaac Arthur is an amazing YouTuber. If anybody's not familiar with him, if you like the discussion we're having, check out the Isaac Arthur channel because he's great. 100%. Glad you mentioned him. Look, if I die in space, then I die in space. I don't care. I went to space. This one dude was talking about how if you can terraform Mars and leave Earth, why not just terraform Earth? That's an interesting idea, yeah. We need strategies to colonize space. Oh, okay, Tachyon. So you mean as opposed to living on a planet, learn to just live in the vacuum of space. Not like in stations, though. Yeah, I see what you mean. And essentially, that's where we're at now with the International Space Station. But again, that's in what they call low Earth orbit. So it's still actually within Earth's magnetosphere, too. So we talked about radiation earlier. The astronauts and stuff who live in the International Space Station, they're exposed to more radiation than we are here on Earth, just naturally for being farther out, but they're still very much protected, And yet it is speculated in the short time that we've been sending human beings to Earth that their increase in cancer is non-negligible. In other words, some of these astronauts are going to die from cancer because of their time on the International Space Station. I don't think humans here on Earth will ever colonize space. The human body isn't built for it. Yep. And the environment is so unstable and predictable. There are so many tremendous challenges to it, Toad. And we're just talking about the physics of it. Then you throw in like the weakness of the human body. Yeah, I don't know. I think in my mind, the one thing which could save, well, I shouldn't say save, but which could give us hope for colonization or, exploring deep space is radically changing our genetics. for instance, tardigrades, little water pigs. I think that's what their colloquial name is. Little creatures, microscopic animals, which can literally desiccate their bodies and then be rehydrated and come back. They've actually sent them into space, on these missions, for these science missions, and they can live in space as desiccated little creatures and then bring them back to Earth and bring them back. If we can take the genetic codes that allow tardigrades to do these things to their body, and if we're able to successfully install them in our own children and our own offspring, maybe that will allow us to colonize these other planets in deep space. But then you're raising certain interesting philosophical questions like, okay, well, so if we genetically change our children so much, with tardigrade genetics and whatever else, are they still human? Are human beings still exploring the solar system, or is it now another species that's actually exploring, But like I said, that's just a different philosophical question, really. There's also talk of colonizing Mars for several $trillion, but the question is now if it's possible to colonize Mars for many other dollars, would it be easier to regenerate the Earth? Yeah. Yeah, no. It's a vanity project. Terraforming is just silly. We're not in. No, you're right. I mean, to truly terraform Mars, to be able to for a human being to walk around on the surface and breathe would take millions of years. And even then, we don't know if it would even be possible, Anybody like Elon Musk or any of these tech figures who talk about terraforming Mars, that's voodoo. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, or they're just trying to blow smoke up people's ass to inflate stock prices or something. Terraforming is not real. Let's see. It might be in the future, but no. If we can't even reverse the damage that we've done to our own planet environmentally, how the hell do we believe we can steer a dead planet back to life? You know what I'm saying? Our planet is still thriving. It's still fully alive. It's just on a bad course, if you look at the overall climate. Not to get too controversial, but... And yet here we are talking about bringing a completely dead planet back from the grave and No, that's fiction, total fiction. Stargates is uncoupled wormhole teleportation, if that even exists. I'm a bit Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis series fan. I don't know, I've heard some interesting discussion recently about the interiors of black holes, not necessarily related to wormholes specifically, but there is some interesting discussion about how the interiors of black holes might have radically different physical laws and things like that. So yeah, I don't know enough about it. I think it's very cutting edge type physics speculation, but it is interesting. Black holes are one of those great mysteries of space. They exist, but they're still extremely unknown and mysterious for sure. Just their true qualities and things. Death Valley is naturally that way. It's supposed to be almost inhospitable. We could terraform it, but we shouldn't. That's a good point too, yeah. That's another interesting concept, if we have the hubris and the gall to say that we can terraform a dead planet, well, why the hell aren't we out there terraforming the deserts first, That's so much easier than terraforming an entire planet. Hold on, guys. Oh, sorry about that. No, I've never heard of a white holes. No, I'm not familiar with that concept as related to physics and black holes. I'm curious though. What is a white hole? Wait, it almost sounds like you're setting me up for a joke now. Which, if you are, that's fine. Let's see. Wait. Fossil says those beam physics in VS are not very realistic. I think Martian tourism sounds dope. Let's preserve it. I don't know what that is. That looks like a German word, fossil. I'm not sure. What are you sharing, Mini Mongoose? Minnie, I haven't seen you chat in a while. What are you talking about? Our government can't be trusted on our upkeep and underwater living. What video are you talking about, Minnie? Let's see here. Let's get some more of this. Doing okay. Nervous I'm gonna bring this whole cave down on top of my head. Alright, let's go, people. White holes are basically perpetually expelling matter. The opposite of a black hole. Oh, okay. Interesting. So I wonder how do they relate to the force of gravity then? My thoughts on terraforming, please. Let's see. And enclosed ecosystems is that we can test on what we know, on what and how we think environments work without breaking our own with wrong information. That's a good point, Rajan. I think you're 100% right. And that's definitely something we should be working towards. I've been saying some things. You missed it all. No, Minnie. I haven't seen you comment since earlier when you said our government can't be trusted on the upkeep of underwater living in space. I don't know why. Sometimes this chat thing, you're on YouTube right now. I'm sorry, Minnie. I wasn't intentionally trying to ignore you or anything. You didn't see Minnie's either, Toad says. That's YouTube then. Okay, I thought maybe it was my chat overlay because I use a program that combines YouTube and Twitch. Sometimes it screws up, but YouTube might have flagged some of the words you were using. I don't know. YouTube's weird as hell, dude. I can't figure it out. Whoa. I'm sorry. All right, what the hell? Oh, stupid beam. Let's actually not stand anywhere but under the beam. I swear to God, I'm going to die down here. This is a big old copper strike, though, people. Dying or not, I'm going to have some copper. Currently, white holes are theoretical. That makes sense. White holes are likely to exist, are likely the exits of other universes' black holes, tubes connecting infinite dimensional fractal universes. Now, that's cool. I said, are we adding greenery to deserts? I watched oh, we are. Thank you, Minnie Mongoose. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Now, my question is, Minnie, when you say we, are you talking about a certain country? Because I actually know that China has like a program right now that they are trying to greenify one of their deserts. I don't know the name of it, but they have like a massive central desert right in the middle of their country. It's in the Mideast. Okay. The holographic universe is interesting too. We're an NPC in a game and Planck constant is our pixel size. There is sometimes loading screen. Now, the idea that we are living in a simulation is fascinating. It's a fascinating idea. And I think that there are certain telltale signs that we would eventually be able to detect, you know. Although I don't know enough about computers and like resolutions and stuff, but then again too, if we're in a simulation and let's say like scientists break through and have this technology which allows them to figure out with certainty if we are or we not, well, who's to say that the beings which are running our simulation wouldn't just like flip a switch and erase all our minds, you know, and be like, oh, we got to do a restart on world Earth 1A because they're figuring things out, and we would never know. We would just have no idea. Oh, this is in Africa, and the greenery is actually technically there already. It's super interesting. Well, I'll check that out, Minnie. Yeah, I always need good stuff to watch whenever I'm eating dinner after a stream and stuff. Maybe changing chat from top chat to all comments. That could be too, Faker Cakes. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, always make sure that you filter your chat comments by live and not top. And stupidly, YouTube defaults to top and not live. So you do pretty much have to do that every single time you watch a stream. Let's see. We're planting trees, miles and miles of greenery. In fact, there are some situations in which we are foresting areas that shouldn't be forested. That's interesting too. Yeah, certain animals and neighboring ecosystems might depend on certain arid areas for sure. That's the thing too when we talk about grand scale like eco engineering or bioengineering of, entire ecosystems. There's so many variables, it's so many unknowns, so many, I mean, there's even species of animals and plants we haven't fully discovered or understand yet, which might be completely or irreparably damaged by our, actions. Interesting. I've also heard it said, back to the whole idea of colonizing or terraforming a planet like Mars. I've also heard it said that there could be an argument that colonizing or even setting foot on a planet like Mars is a violation in some ways, because if you think about it, whether or not there's life forms there, it's still an ecosystem of sorts. It's an environment which has remained untouched for however many millennia, and here we come just traipsing through, shedding our bacteria, changing it, altering it, actively trying to terraforming. It's the ultimate act of, violating an area in a sense. And it could be argued that by, some extreme conservationists, that we shouldn't even visit other planets and asteroids. We should just leave them, as they are, and we should just 100% focus on Earth. I don't necessarily hold with that view, but I think that is a viewpoint which we might see, especially as we go farther into the future, and it becomes more and more of a possibility that we actually do. When let me just put it this way. When it becomes a part of a government budget, whenever the government starts to say, okay, we're going to allocate certain billions of dollars to space colonization, there are always going to be people who will oppose it, and they are going to come up with the most wild arguments to justify their opposition. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to be exactly what I just said, but I've heard that before. Hey, what's going on, James Hatcher? First time joining the stream. Thanks for all the VS content. I just tried Vintage Story for the first time last week, and your vids have been great. Well, thanks for dropping in, buddy, and saying hello. We are playing in my wilderness survival world. Still in the Copper Age, basically, as you can see here, but got a little sidetracked with some discussion during the live stream, but that does often happen. Although I'm very glad you could stop by and say hello, my friend. And thank you to everybody for dropping in today and hanging out with me. Let's see. Basically, the closest concept that we can relate to our universe is a simulation, but that's not at all a simulation in the way we imagine. Oh, that's interesting. So we use the term simulation, but it brings to mind certain connotations which aren't in actual alignment with the reality of the situation. That makes sense. I think you're probably right. Whatever it is, I think your statement is probably true. Yeah, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, hit that like button too if you're on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Ryan, you joining me and Andy after dinner. What are you guys doing? Just chatting and stuff? Well, I'm probably going to eat after the stream, Let's see, it's 2:30 here. I don't really have anything to record or anything after the stream. I might. Let's see, let's grab this. Man, I'm being super careful with this copper. If you guys are playing some Terraria, I could probably hop on too. Let's go. The only way that works is a massive city, Fossil, but I'm down. Ghana seems nice. Let's see. Maybe you'll get a sneak peek into, Meteoric Steel 1.1. Awesome, Andy. I know the secrets of the universe. Ryan confirmed it. Hanny keeps having issues. Probably the Vanguard. Poor Hanny. Yeah, he had a tough day yesterday. I feel bad. Nothing anybody can do, though. Car accidents are no fun. But I wish him the best if he's still here with us listening. Alright, how much do we got? Not enough. I need more. How many beams do I have? 8. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to die at any point here, people. But I'm just doing my best. I'm beaming it up. Beam it up, Scotty. And by the way, Faker says, I'm surprised that so many people are watching the live stream. 75 and only 18 likes so far. Yeah. So a few people comment, well, I just appreciate everybody coming by, stopping by and watching. Even if you don't say anything, that's totally fine with me, but I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I love doing the live streams here. You know, as time goes by. I have a very long-term outlook, you know. Maybe in another 6 months we'll add, 50 more people, and maybe 10 of those people will be active chatters like you guys. Just takes time. Just takes time. Okay, I can hear the music, so we are getting pretty low on our temporal stability too. We gotta watch that, but not quite out of beams yet, so let's keep it going. Boom. There you go. Toad says, I got to do my server duties, but y'all slap the likes, people. Sub to Ryan, join the Patreon. That's true, too. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Toad. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. Always appreciate you and glad to talk with you, my friend. And there is my Patreon link right there if anybody's interested. I don't like to push it too much, but, it definitely helps the channel. And we are all getting ready to jump onto the top server whenever that reset happens. Man, oh man, I am pumped too. I can't wait. I think with all the new stuff that's going to be coming into 1.22, I'm not even going to miss most of the mods, at least right away, because of course the top server is a vanilla server, but yeah, with 1.22 coming out, like everything we get to try and explore and play with for the first time, yeah, I'm not going to miss the mods, at least not right away. Always at your service, right on. Alright, so we're going to hop out of here, but we're coming home with a lot of copper, which is great. I just don't have too much in the way of tin or any ability to make bismuth bronze. So in other words, we're going to have to keep looking around. Yeah, because ultimately we're close enough to that iron strike that I think I do need to worry about a bronze anvil at this point. We've got to get a bronze anvil going. Okay, that was... Oh my god. It's a big old cave down here, people. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. We've got more of those things, those locusts. Man, I want to get down there. Well, one of these days we'll have enough armor to actually survive. But I think that's probably it. I'm not going to go for that last little bit of copper just now. Yeah, we've got plenty for now. All right, switch that. Here we go. Back to the surface. My cat is getting softer now that her fur is coming back. Oh, good. She had some bad allergies that nothing was working for. I'm sorry to hear that. Spooky green must be the ectoplasm. Locusts, yeah. Unless you have the tech mod, I know. Unfortunately, we do not. Here's our little room in. Alright, I guess I'll grab the gears since I have room now. But I don't know if I will ever come and repair this. I guess maybe I will. If I get enough temporal gears at some point, we'll come back to it, but... Green means villains. That's right, it does. That's a dead end. Alright, we can go to the surface and daylight. Let's head home. On second thought, we'll stick around this area and take a few more samples with our pro pick. Just because we did get some promising readings on some tin and bismuth. Keep looking around. I kind of want to go to the top of this hill up here, this mountain. I don't really know why, and it's probably a freaking suicide mission to try it, but okay. Let me think here. You know what? Let's just go down the river some more. I think we were getting some promising readings as we followed this river, so I think we'll do that a bit more. It's so great for various different, just navigating, being right up alongside this river. Sapphire Light 2, yeah, we did get, almost said Sphinx, zinc readings. Here, we got literally everything we would need to make bronze, just not in the right quantities. We saw zinc, bismuth, and cassiterite. Right there. That's where I took the one sample. All right, I got my dirt in my hand. Temporal stability is coming back, albeit slowly. And I wonder if we can come across some silver too. That's another thing. If I can get 4 pieces of silver, we could actually make like 2 black bronze tools or whatever. Whether they be pickaxes or whatever else. Mini mongoose. How dare you? Oh, there's a cave. Whoa, let's go to the cave. We have 3 cats, one consistently pining pining for my wife. One's my arm candy and one's opportunistic. Cats are funny, aren't they? Sometimes they get super attached. My old cat, like before she died, I had her live with my mom because I moved into this apartment where I can't keep a pet. And so, she stayed with my mom for the last few years of her life. And whenever I would come over there and visit her, my cat would literally like come running to the door when she would hear me, like a dog would. My mom was always shocked by that. I was very flattering. Oh, shit. Yeah, I miss that cat quite a bit. She was a sweetheart. Oh my god. I didn't see the Bowtorn. Now I see his ass. Okay, this is actually interesting. Let's put a torch right here. Actually, let me go ahead and harvest this dude. I might get a gear out of him. Nope, wait. No. My cat loves to bite my fingers. Don't know why. Mini mongoose, my cat suckles on the sides of my fingers because he knows he's a baby. It's true. I've seen the pictures. All right, and yeah, cats are great. If I had a choice right now to get like a kitten or a puppy, I would definitely go with a cat. Oh. I hear ya. I hear you down there. I really want to go down there and look around. I have a feeling in this general area where we've gotten so many decent readings on various metals, we're probably going to find something just exposed. Crap, that's all the food I've got. He's re-maneuvered himself. I knew this tin bronze falx would come in handy, people. I don't care about that. Wow. This place looks really unstable with all this cracked stone. I hope I can get out of here pretty quickly if need be. It's not a bad area to look around at. And I might take a sample down here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Bismuth is kind of hard to see in certain rock types. Zinc is very hard to see. Alright, let's take a sample down here out of the floor. One more. High bismuth. High bismuth. I need that. I need that so bad. I need that bismuth so bad, people. Where is it? Where is that crap at? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Going down. Right here. I feel like I don't need to go too deep for this stuff. We'll just go down a little bit more. I don't have any food, so we can't spend too long doing this. Boom. We'll go down another couple and we'll take a reading. Damn. Why couldn't it just been like sticking out, you know? Make things easy on me. It's never how life is. Wait, that's a long range. Let's go. If we get this bismuth, medium amounts. Okay, okay. Yeah, if we can find this, then I've got a little bit of zinc at home just from panning and stuff. Let's try the different directions, though. We might get something better than medium. Small, okay. Let me put that right there. That way I won't get confused. All right. What do we got? No ore nodes nearby. Okay, so far medium is our best. Okay, my pickaxe is about broke. Quartz. Okay, trace amounts. Okay, so we're going this way. I think we're okay, though. We're at 87. If we get super lucky, we might be able to find some of this and get home. Oh, man. I feel like... I can't remember which alloy takes more. Is it bismuth or zinc? I think it's like... I think zinc is the least amount needed. I can't remember. We'll have to mess with it if we find some. Alright, so we got a medium reading. Let me dig back a little bit. Take another short range, like right here. I gotta move this. Short range. Come on, come on. Medium amounts. Pooey. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go up a little bit. As long as we're not going left to right, we shouldn't worry too much about cave-ins. Some of this is cracked. Actually, none of it's cracked. Well, I'm willing to stay down here until I start starving, but after that, we'll just have to run home. All right, let's take another short range. Nothing nearby. Okay, so we've passed the good readings. Let's go off in this direction. Okay. Yep, just don't want to get turned around here. You guys are having quite a discussion about your cats. I love it. I'm keeping up with it. I'm reading all the comments. All right, let's see. Let's take another reading. Pretty glad I made this bronze pro pick. Medium amounts. Yeah, this thing will probably last me for a while. To be honest, if I do come across some quartz down here, I am going to take some samples looking for silver. Plenty of inventory space left. Let's try one more here. Trace amounts. Okay. So we're triangulating in on it. It would be... Let's try in this direction, actually. Let's see how many durability. 25. This is probably going to be the last little tunnel that we dig before we got to go back to the surface. But I should definitely leave a sign here because this is our best bismuth reading so far. I'm going to leave a little bit of durability in case of an emergency. Trace amounts. Okay, so... let's see... Caps lock is on. What is... don't understand this thing, but, well, that makes sense to me. All right, we're out of here. We're starving. It's time to get home. What time is this? 8:30? Oh, shit. Big sleep gaming. Well, hello. Been watching your videos for a while now. Never got to catch me live due to working nights. Don't usually wake up until 4 p.m. But love this game and your live streams. Well, thank you, Big Sleep. Big Lee's PC Gaming. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for dropping in and saying hello. I'm glad we could finally get to chat live and stuff, my friend. Yeah, I used to do the overnight shift myself at one of my older jobs, so I can appreciate just how tough that is, man. You got to really maintain the sleep schedule, you know. I remember getting caught when I first started working on the overnights. I got a call from one of the daytime managers, and she was like begging me to come in and like work on the day shift. And I was like, there's no way I can come in. I was like, no, I'm not coming in to work a day shift. I was like, that's going to completely throw off my sleep schedule. And she was all like acting like I was in the wrong. Like, oh, you're not willing to come in to be a team player? I'm like, I just started overnights full time. Screw that. All right, well, that was dangerous. I'm almost dead. Whoa! Oh my God, my life just flashed before my eyes. All right, let's not jump into this with the torch on us. I got to get to the other side here, though, people. And I don't know where I'm going to get up. I think I'm just going to tower up. Yeah, let's just tower up. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm starving now. My life is at 1/3 normal. So we got to run, people. We got to go home. I did not expect to get shot by 15 Bowtorns coming out of that cave right there. Did you see that? There was like 20 Bowtorns there. Oh, man. Hold on. Oh, wow, that's crazy. I would have been like, nope, also. Whoa, okay, I gotta stay. Keep my wits about me. I'll get lost. Okay, I know where we're at. Wait, do I? Crap. I think I know where we're at. All right, we're going this way. I think this is right. Oh, holy shit. I don't know if I'm going the right way, boys. It's dark out here. I didn't put enough landmarks. I think I'm going the wrong way. Okay, wait. I'm second guessing myself. That's probably the issue. Let's just keep going in this direction. I don't have anything to eat, and I don't have any more bandages. Hold on, guys. I can't read chat right at this moment. Oh, okay, perfect. I know where we're at. Okay. We're fine. I know exactly where we're at. Yeah, without a map, you know, navigating becomes serious, and you gotta be careful, but I know where we're at. We're on the right track. As long as we don't come across anything crazy, we should be good, because I don't have any more blocks to tower up with. So if we come across like a bear or a wolf, I'm just gonna pray that I can outrun it. But if we survive this, hey, then we're just that much better. And I do have respawn set, so we don't have to worry. Oh, sweet. So let me eat these real quick, and we'll turn the lights back on. Always add torch holders with the torches on landmarks so they're usable at all times. I mean, ideally, in a world where I had infinite ore, I would do that. What's for dinner? Haha, some berries. All right, we should be home free. Yep, I know where we're at. There's our little base right there. We made it. Ooh. I shouldn't be jumping either. That's not going to help. That's not going to help the situation. Yeah. Ooh, man. All right, here we are. We did it. We returned with the, decent amount of copper. But let's worry about the food situation right now. I don't have a lot to eat, do I? No, tomorrow, well, our carrots might be done by tomorrow, but I should definitely worry about food, I think, in the morning. But yeah, let's get this cooking. What did I do with my peat? We'll just use this. I need a bigger house. Oh, the peat is in the thing. Yeah, I need to make a bigger house. This is just awful. You need to go aura farming. Let's see, there's a mod that allows you to craft torch holders out of wooden plank blocks with a knife. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, so that's lit up. We got our music playing in the background. We can hear it thanks to our little resonator. Okay, let's grab that. You know what I'm going to do? Oh my god, I'm going to do something I should have done a long time ago. Let me see. I've got a saw. Oh, and I've got 12 boards. Wait, that's not the saw. Is this enough? Wait, what's... Ah, shoot, I'm short. I don't have any wood either. I was going to make a crate and start putting, like, these stones away. Because it's just ridiculous how many of these I have here. Let's see, what time is it? It's 11. Probably go to bed here. We'll get some wood in the morning. Alright, let's see. Does the lantern attract enemies like a torch? I don't think so. I've never heard of the torches attracting enemies before. I thought that the torches actually repelled enemies or kept them from spawning. Let's see. Looks like you need to do some basic maintenance. Yeah, I do. I really need to work on this place. I've been just putting it off because I hate working with like stone tools. Oh, we've got 17 units of zinc. You know what? If we get that bismuth, we might be able to pour out our anvil soon-ish. Soon-ish. Put that down. Grab that. Pour it. But we definitely need to sleep tonight to replenish our health. Yep. Yeah, the last stream we did, I spent the whole time just searching for iron, but I didn't even really have the ability to like do anything with the iron. I definitely was getting ahead of myself in that last stream, but we're back on track this time. You'd like more likes? That's right, hit that like button, everybody. All right, let's see. Okay, so lanterns can be placed like 6 blocks apart, but oil lamps need to be like 4. Yeah. All right, well, let's see here. I think we can keep going. Let me think. All right, let's go outside. What's temporal stability? It's low. Low rift activity, I should say. Whoops. All right, so let's put these down. And yeah, let's go chop a tree or two. Actually, hold on. I think I might actually just get this lit now that since we've got our cairn. Let's do that. We'll get that going. Now, Andy or anybody who knows, do I actually have to use charcoal to turn this into calcified flint? Oh, yeah, it says smelting temperature 1,000. Yeah, never mind. I know that I do know. I was going to see if I could use, like, peat to heat that up, but that's not going to work. Not at 1,000 degrees. All right, yeah, if we're going to chop a few trees down. Oh, here's what I did to my house, people. Oh my gosh. When we were digging the basement, this is the collapse. Wow. I almost let the whole the whole lake in here over. Wow. Ooh, 6 of 7. All right, we're getting pretty close. Oh, I do need to eat. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, what? Oh, that was just like a tiny little serving, wasn't it? Crap, I think we're totally out of food now. Woo. Okay, well, we know what our priority is now. Okay, I can't eat that. Wow, I'm literally on the brink of starvation. Okay, let's do something about that. Put away one or two more things here. It's not the end of the world because we do have some pigs like caged up or whatever that we can we could go butcher if we really get desperate, but I'm trying to avoid that. All right, let's go find some stuff to eat. This is done, so we definitely need to get our charcoal out of there, but we got to get some food first. Put that away. I think there's mushrooms over here. Or that's the peat that I marked. I don't see any animals yet. Yet. Oh, there's a fox. I'm not super keen on attacking foxes right now, to be honest with you. You know what else I need to get are some horse tails while I'm over here. We come across some of those, I'll grab some. Males attract female, could be worth looking into. Yeah, I've been hoping some of these male pigs that we've captured would attract some of their females from nearby, but they haven't so far. Okay. Now I have 2 pieces of flax grain. I could go home and eat that, but it's not going to be very much. Just grab a couple of these. I don't want to spend too much time doing this. Little son of a bitch is going to kill me. Where am I trapped? How did I miss him 3 times? Oh my god. Whew. Alright, that was almost embarrassing. We got it. Okay, that's actually decent. Alright, we gotta go back and cook it up too. Alright, let's go. Oh, we got berries. It's kind of crazy just how low on food I let myself get, but I got a little overconfident after our last batch of turnips came in. Yeah, I just kind of stopped worrying about food altogether after that, but it's coming back to bite me in the butt. All right, we got some berries. Things are fine. We're fine. My health is not fine, but I did just see a rabbit. Where did that go? Where'd you go, little rabbit? Bushmeat for dinner, extra tapeworms. That's right, get the penicillin out, everybody. A mushroom. A couple of them. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Let's pop back in and we'll put this bushmeat on the fire and check out that flint. Just see how that's doing. Collect all the bushes. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, Fossil. I probably should have. My inventory is just dominated by a bunch of bull crap right now. But I do have a small collection of bushes outside the house right here. So I haven't been totally neglecting it, but I do need to do more of that. All right, how's this going? Beautiful. Yeah, that's what we want, so we'll just leave that. Okay, I think I'll save the bushmeat and we'll do that. Did I do that? Yeah. Okay, good, good. Wait. Hold on. Better idea. There we go. Boom. All right, that's looking better. Yeah, let's put that bushmeat away for now. Okay. Light this up. Housekeeping seems like a good idea. Penicillin for tapeworms. Hey, listen, I'm no doctor. I don't know. I just take penicillin I take penicillin as a prophylactic in the mornings. I just do it for fun. All right, let's put that away. Let's go grab some of the cattails that I have stashed away. How dare you guys insult my little domicile? Are you trying to imply that I'm a messy person? Where would you ever infer that from? No, this is pretty messy. I think maybe I'll get on like after stream at some point and just clean up a little bit. No, but I feel like I shouldn't do that. You guys should be here for every moment. Boring or not, you know. Shouldn't do anything without chat here. All right, let's grab the bowl. Please don't do that. No, I won't. Don't worry, buddy. All right, let's do this. Boom. All right, so I got one extra serving. Let's put that skin away. Oh, great. Yeah, I do need to make some more chests, though. Well, like our first set of chests. I haven't made a single one. But we've been real short on metal. That's my excuse. I didn't have enough metal. All right, that goes away. We're doing a little bit better on food, but it's still not great. So let's keep running around out here, almost getting killed by stuff. Penicillin, codeine, and no, I don't do that. Okay, I need to heal again. Every man has his genes. He has to have everything in its place. That is where we know where we put it. True. Very true. I do need some crates, Mini Mongoose. We need to chop down a couple of trees while we're up here. You know, I've never gone to the top of this hill because I'm a scaredy cat. Probably want to make an extra axe or two. All right, let's make some axes. We'll chop a tree down while we're looking around. That charcoal pit is finished too. It's another thing I need to do. Man, I wish we could have found that bismuth. Then I wouldn't need to go back out right away. But we do need to go get that at some point. Build a walser, keep the monsters out. You know, hold on too. If I'm coming up here, let's get some dirt so I can actually tower up if I need to. So I'm genuinely afraid of getting ripped apart by a bear or something up here. Boop, 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 boop. All right, here we go, folks. Let's see. Going to be doing some tropical card survival tropical island tomorrow. If anybody's not familiar with that game, I definitely recommend you come by and check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's very different from Vintage Story, but it's still a really good game. Let's put that away. And then, of course, by tomorrow, I'll have next week's live streaming schedule posted. So you guys will know when I'm going to be streaming and stuff next week. So make sure you subscribe and follow the channel. All right, let's see. That's the beginning trinity of the Keith Richards died plan. Oh, poor Keith Richards. Is he still alive? All right, we're going up. That's a decent tree. Let me cut this son of a bitch down. Keith Richards was the lead guitarist from the Rolling Stones, right, Rod? And he was notorious for heavy drug use and alcohol use. Keith Richards. It's kind of almost on par with like Ozzy Osbourne. Is that where he's from? He was the lead guitarist for Rolling Stones, right? Mick Jagger. Oh, let's go. Still alive, too. Wow. Yeah, he's looked like a shriveled up raisin. Him and Mick Jagger. But, you know, when you're a super millionaire, you can afford the best doctors. All right, that was good. So we don't need to cut down any more trees for now. Let's get up here and look for food and not die. Do not follow celebrities. Well, yeah, that's fair, especially considering he hasn't been a real celebrity in probably 40 years. Now, I don't know when the last time they toured was, but yeah, the Rolling Stones aren't very relevant these days. Although their music is still great. I still love the Rolling Stones music. Okay. We're just looking around up here. I haven't spent much time up here, but we got to be very careful. This is definitely bear and wolf territory. We could also come across some sheep or rams, though, too. Maybe I'll get my fences out. Maybe we can capture a couple. Oh, there's a trader up here. Hello, trader. Let's go see what you got. I mean, it's kind of hard to get lost when I can literally see my base down there. Also, there might be more resin up here. Let's move, people. Let's see what we got. He's 82, born a month after my dad was. Yeah, I miss good old Ozzy Osbourne. Kind of made a joke of himself. I mean, he was never like a serious person, but, you know, his later stages... But as a young musician, I mean, the guy was, you know, groundbreaking. Hell of a performer, too. You see him live and stuff. You watch some of those old videos when they're young. There's a couple on YouTube. Him performing with the original band and stuff. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. Not seeing anything super interesting up here. Let me take on this fox. Man to man, toe to toe. Now I'm going to get myself freaking lost. Look at the mushrooms on that tree right there. Alright, am I safe or am I going to die? I mean, I think I know where we're coming from. So let's go check on the mushrooms. Oh, shit. Deer ear. Okay. This tree is floating. All right, there we go. Looking good. Get up here. One more. Good little find. Whoa! I do feel like a hobbit, though, every time I go mushroom hunting. All right, but that's not a bad thing. Hobbits are sweet little creatures. Can I just get up here, please? What a beautiful land. All right, what else we got up here? Now we're starting to see larch. Oh, shit, there's a bear right in front of me. You guys see that? He was sleeping. He was laying there. Yeah, there's a bear up there. Well, we got some raccoons. Not much else. I don't see any caves up here. No interesting rock. It's all granite. I didn't see any surface copper of any kind or anything. Living in a dirt hut, you could go full Frodo. Hey. Oh. Oh, yeah. I remember we saw these. We came across these already. I've never seen trees spawn like this. And I definitely have not cut this. It's weird. Fruit trees like that. I've never seen them spawn. Alright, so this is like the land of nothing up here. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought that was a cave. It's not. Don't panic. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Probably ran off the side of the hill. They like to do that. They're not very smart, these wolves. Actually, let's take these bushes. I know he's going to attack me as soon as like I'm preoccupied with something else. Where'd you go? My health is okay right now, though. I swear to God, he probably ran off the side of this hill. But I can't get too close because then the landslides will start and I'll die. Because I've already died here before. Look, there's one of my already pre-existing little tower-ups. You saw a mini mongoose? Look at these blueberries over here. He jumped. I think he did. Okay, I'm totally full on inventory, so let's go home. And I'll have a shovel. Well, we got a decent amount of food out of that little trip. There's a rabbit right in front of me. Wait for him to fall, and then we'll take a shot at him. Oh, he just killed himself. Sorry, little lemming. That's not far enough. I threw those set of rocks like a little schoolgirl. Come here. Come back here. Oh. No offense to the little schoolgirls out there, of course. All right, let's eat these berries. I know, poor rabbit. Wasted his life, too. If he had just let me take him out, we would have eaten his little body. Oh, that's a white currant bush. I can't even keep that. White currant. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go home. Empty this inventory. Still no pigs over here. Just that one. If I ever bring my pickaxe over here, I'll clean up that fence line a little bit, but don't care too much about that. What's fossil? Whoa. Oh, that's a boar. Oh, you're such a boar. You know what, though? Screw it. I don't even care. Get in your little cubby. Yeah, I mean, the more of these that I just catch, first of all, it's going to make it easier once I do find a female to move them together, because we'll have some close. And also, it's just insurance, you know. I've got some meals right there. I've got some pork chops right here now. So we're good. He'll draw females. I mean, that's what I was hoping the others would do, but they haven't. I mean, this is a land just with nothing but bachelors, me included. Hey, what's going on there, Cyril? How you doing, buddy? Love the videos. Thank you, my friend. I definitely will keep it up. I appreciate you coming by and saying hello. Yeah. Let's see. All right, I just have way too much stuff now. Oh, good God. All right, so we'll put these out here. Yeah, I appreciate everybody stopping by. Make sure you guys check that pinned comment, too. That's got my streaming schedule for each week, and I do keep that updated, too. I'm going to have it updated with next week's schedule tomorrow. So, all right, did we get all our fill in? No, let's throw a few more. If I'm doing this, then I want to just do it. So is that burning still? Still heated up. It's not still lit, though. What's Fossil saying? I'm going to halt this conversation because it doesn't... Wait, what are you guys talking about? Don't get too upset. All right. Okay, so... Yeah, we decided we were going to make a couple of crates because this storage situation I've got going on is beyond absurd. All right, so we'll do that. Boom. Okay, 4 is beautiful. Let's go out there and place these. I'm going to put them right here. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay, so let's put away some of these stones that we've got. I'm going to put these fences in that one because I have plenty of those. I'm going to put my sticks in this one. Oh, this is glorious, people. Hold on, let me pick these up. This crap has been bugging me for a while. Okay, we're going to start transporting crap back and forth. All right, stones coming with me. Fence pieces. Just double check and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, we got stones here. Good. Is there anything else I need to pick up and put away? Maybe some of the clay, but we'll make more things as we go. All right, what do we got? Fences. Stone, stone. All right, and we're full. Let's come back out. Ah, can get out the door. All right, that's andesite, stone fence, that's sticks. Okay. I think we'll make more. I need more. Give me 2 more. Let's, whoa. Oh, I just placed a fence there. That's not what I meant to do. To put that down. Won't let me. Okay, so pick these up, back down. Beautiful, beautiful. We'll go ahead and throw a little bit of wood in this one. Okay. Let's go ahead and put our boards in this one. I'm going to go ahead and take these spears and chuck them into space, because I do not need them. In fact, all of these flint spears, I need to just get rid of them. I've got way too many. And I have an abundance of copper, too, so... Yeah, let's just have fun throwing spears into the oceans. This is how pollution starts, people. Oh, get going. I'm gonna pierce the moon. All right. Yeah, this is good. It feels good. I feel like I'm relieving all my frustrations now with life. All right. I do not have a shovel yet. Let's put that away. We can take that inside. See, you guys wanted to see this. You said, no, don't do this off camera. Do this here with us. So you must suffer. All right. In the morning, we're going to dig up our... Oh, I forgot. Didn't I have some meat cooking? No, I didn't put the meat on there, did I? So let's do that. Let's put the meat on there. Bing. Beautiful. I'm actively watching. I don't know. Wait. I'm actively watching. I don't know what you're thinking. Mini mongoose. All right, let's light her up. I am getting hungry, though. Oh, I have to eat after stream. Let's see. Put that away. Okay, I got more stones to put in my crate now. I didn't get a crate for the fencing here. I do have more of this. I do need a crate for this fencing. Yeah. So, let's actually take that. saw back out there real quick. Just gonna hang this up. Give us a little bit of light on the situation. All right, and this fence is bothering me. I got to get this off here. Where's my axe? Boom. Okay. So, yeah, let's do another board situation. I actually hate the... Oh, I did 3 there. That's not what I meant to do, but that's okay. We'll just go across the ground like that. That's fine. That's fine. Why did I pick up the cooking pot? Oh, that's why. Let's go ahead and eat. Hide the hole. Let's see here. Yeah, why fill it in, right? Mini mongoose when I can just cover it up. Out of sight, out of mind. Like, let me just do this. There's no hole there. What are you talking about? We're good. See that little crack there? All right, where's the andesite stone? Boom, boom, boom. This is actually good. This makes me feel good about myself. Like I'm doing spring cleaning here or something. All right, fences can go over here. Yeah, this is great. It's all happening, people. I love it. Okay, boards. Maple is the ugliest wood color there ever was. Okay, let's fill that up. Drop that back. I've got these mushrooms hanging around for some reason. Okay. Put that in there. Okay, okay. All right. Today's live covered whole another live. What is this whole doing here? You don't like the look of pine either, really? Oil the spoiling hides. I actually did think about that, but no, to be honest, there's no reason to. I don't need pelts. We've already progressed past pelts, at least in terms of the backpacks. I mean, really now I just need to get leather going, but I don't have any limestone or borax, so I can't. But, I mean, it's something I thought about doing. I just don't have a need for pelts at this point. We're going to hammer this out. Huh? There we go. Gonna need to make a new hammer soon. All right, let's see. How did we do on inventory space? I barely freed up any at all. Well. Put these together. Oh, boy. Good. Good. All right. Chalk is also a substitute. That's a good point. Yeah. All right, let's get some more food cooking. What are we doing here? Okay. So, we definitely need to get out there and dig up our charcoal. We got medium rift activity, though, so I probably shouldn't do that. We're just going to let the rest of this charcoal burn, I think. Yeah. Let me grab this and put that away. Let's grab our hammer mold, because we'll need another one of those sooner rather than later. Okay. You should totally decorate your home, make circular underground circles, or are the strangest shape. I don't even know how I would do that. Looks like I need a larger charcoal pit. How dare you? I'm going to go for maximum size. All right, let's see here. Okay, food's done. Let's grab it. Grab it. I keep picking that peat up and putting it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's all right, just how it goes. All right, so I did use all my charcoal. This is still going, so I guess I got to leave it. Yeah, that's it. That's done. Okay, so let's put this... Oh, super hot. But you... No, not you. Right there. Bam. Boom. All right, so that's ready for the next stage. And this goes in there. Look at that. We can finally start using our cairn. So beautiful. Oh, did my torch just burn out? Now this is something I might log in off stream and do. Just stand here and grind this entire set. Because I'm not going to do this on camera. I mean, that's worse than panning, you know, just in terms of how that's literally nothing. There's nothing. Okay, can we do that? And then that? No. No. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. And Pete goes right back in. Boom. The grinding is faster if there's no blocks directly adjacent to it. Really? So like if I dig... Oh, I don't have a shovel. Hold on. Let me make a shovel. I also put all my sticks away. Like a dummy. So if I take out like this wall piece, it'll go faster? Go grab a stick. Just a couple. All right, let's go back in. In. So, what are you talking about here? Shovel. All right. So if I take like this one out, you mean? Is that going faster? It's hard to tell. I don't know. Not much, but it will. Well, that's worth it if it's a little bit faster. I should just reposition it, but I'm literally just going to do that. Let me grab this torch. Want these to die out. All right, good to go. We're making progress. It's happening, albeit slowly. Boom, there we go. What's the TV playing in the background? Anything interesting on? There's no TV. That was my neighbor coming by, if you're asking why you heard a voice. All right, let's go X. Let's do that. All right. Okay, we're good to go, people. Well, let's see. A little bit of progress. We still got a lot more to do, though. I got to find that bismuth that we came across the readings for, but I think we'll save it all for the next one, folks. So we're going to call it quits for today, but like I said, don't worry. The live streams will continue next week, and I'll have my schedule up tomorrow, so make sure you guys check that out and stuff. But I do appreciate you all coming by. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. We had some great conversations today. Really appreciate it. And as usual, I will see you all on the next one.